Live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando, and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult the doctor prior to use.
You've lost so much weight. How'd you do it?
I got medical treatment for weight loss through Zelfie and lost 50 pounds. I struggled for the longest time, but Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others.
I've heard those medications can help you lose weight, but aren't they expensive?
Zelfie can help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
What if you don't have insurance?
No problem. Zelfie may be able to help you get other GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% off the price of brand name medications.
I'm ready to start losing weight. How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just text.
Text online to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text online to 200-300. That's online to 200-300. Online to 200-300.
Bike Week is right around the corner. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Bike Week plans. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Stop at Orlando Harley-Davidson during Bike Week March 1st through the 10th. Enjoy food, exclusive merchandise, pinstriping, tattoos, music, a full bar, and so much more. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for a full list of motorcycle inventory and Orlando Bike Week details. Stop by the Orlando Harley-Davidson dealership right off I-4 across from the mall at Millennia.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Jim Colbert Show. Oh, it's about to happen. We're going to give it to you?
Are we?
We're going to give it to you hard.
Oh, there we go.
It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
Damn. And here we go again. We're back. You got Creepy Jack here.
Keep going!
You
Oh, my God.
are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
Here it comes.
On Real Radio 104.1.
I just took a shower. That's right, guys. Here we go on a Thursday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it very much, like we do every single day. And we do have a good show for you set up today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. We'll do that with woke news. Deb will do that around 3:20, 4 o'clock hour at Standing Meyering from Date Night, or from the Orlando Date Night Guide for Date Night Done Right. We'll tell you what's happening in Orlando this weekend. On a gorgeous weekend, by the way. Colbert Court with our buddy Glenn Klausman. We'll talk about this new bad faith insurance law that he just had a case on. Pretty interesting stuff. You'll want to stay tuned in for that. 5 o'clock hour, we'll do trivia. Big tickets all day long as well, not to mention Ross Thoughts. We'll end it up with Last Call, your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
Oh, man. Jack's weird.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show, on Twitter. Just add Jim Colbert Show, and, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. Get over to the website. That's JimColbertLive.com. You can click right through to our YouTube channel. Check us out there. Give us a subscribe and a like, and you're going to want to be a part of that. We have some amazing stuff coming up on the show. And around the show and involving the program over the next couple months. It's going to be really, really, really cool. We'll get into that here in just 1 second. Super sorry for the hard R beginning today. Super sorry for the hard R Porky's-esque beginning.
We don't know why our system seems to just
hates our show.
Have a hiccup at 3 o'clock.
Does it do it with any other program? Kind of being honest here, does it?
Yeah.
Because it happens with us like 3 times a week.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, and no.
You mean the rating?
Hard R. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, hard R.
I was like,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
I missed something.
All right, 407-916-1041. And if speaking of Porky's, I know this wasn't a. Let me ask you a question.
I've got answers. Is it math? Don't make it math.
Do you have a coming of age movie? Because in Jack and I's life, like we're 56 years old. Jack and I both are 56. In our world, our coming of age movie was a movie called Porky's.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw Porky's, right?
Yeah.
About the strip club that, like, was it 80?
Pee-wee and his growth chart.
Yeah.
I just remember the shower scene.
Yeah, and
the Olga looking coach, right?
Yep.
And the woman, yes, exactly. And the woman who wound up being that Barker, the one that had put those socks in her mouth, wound up being on what's her name from?
Oh, I do not know.
Oh, the show with the three girls in New York,
Sex in the City.
Yes, that girl who is the howler in that movie is Kim Cattrall.
Really?
Yes, that's
Oh,
her.
wow.
So in that movie, Kim Cattrall is the one that whenever you have sex with her, she howls like a dog. So they stuck a sock in her mouth or whatever.
Oh.
That's Kim Cattrall that wound up being in Sex and the City. Anyway, that's our coming of age movie. The ones where it's like the TNA movie.
That's
of
yours.
of our days. What is yours?
The TNA movies that come out when you're in going through puberty.
Yeah.
So I feel like I almost kind of have like two because I had an older brother, and if you had an older brother, you know, like. That's your first instance of like, oh, I can't believe they said that word. And then you're getting to, so like, the first thing that popped up to my mind was American Pie. But But that was kind of more so my brother's coming of age, and I just wanted to be, like
in
a
the
brother.
room.
Yeah, in the room. So I thought that was so funny, and all the jokes went over my head.
Oh, yeah.
But I will never forget my senior year of high school. It's not a TNA movie, but when Borat hit my high school,
yeah.
That was big.
Was that do you know what I mean by coming of age, though? I mean, did you see a movie when you were in your teens? I mean, I guess it would have. See, American Pie is in that world.
Yeah.
For him, it might have been Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic.
Stop. Come on. That's not a coming of age movie.
You tell me that when I was watching it for the first time, dude. I felt things.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot. Yeah, I can't even say that.
Do women or girls even have a coming of age movie?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with what's going on down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
It's all romance stuff?
Well, it's like Pretty in Pink.
Oh,
when the not cheerleader girl gets the hottest guy in school.
Right.
Yeah, that's our coming
16
of age.
Candles.
16 Candles, exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, 16 Candles would be mine.
Yeah.
And Pretty in Pink. That's so hard to
Fast Times at
decide.
Ridgemont High would probably
Fast
qualify.
Times is a great one. Yeah.
See, and then mine is Borat. I don't know. That one kind of sticks out. You guys have all these like classic high school bangers, and
Sorry you were born when you were born.
yeah, I just don't remember like a high school big themed movie when I was in high school.
Now, wasn't there one of those big party movies when you were a kid? I mean,
oh man, God!
Somebody just ripped you,
dude. Olivia, who is listening and just texted it,
Hello,
just
Olivia.
nailed it.
We love you.
Olivia.
Hello,
She
we
is
love
super
you.
pregnant and super
Oh,
listening.
yeah. I saw her trimester picture where she's just covered up in the bed and just staring out into the nothingness.
Oh man, I'm finding out everything right now.
Yeah.
Euro trip. Scotty doesn't know. That would be a huge coming of age movie for me.
Yeah. People are saying like Boogie Nights. Because you remember Boogie Nights is like 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
Boogie Nights was by the way, a really, really good movie. By God Almighty. That's a what's that guy's name? The guy who directed that movie and wrote it. Almost said Thomas Dean Anderson, who was MacGyver. It wasn't something like that.
You got Wes Anderson and then the other Anderson.
Yeah. Paul Thomas Anderson.
That's it.
That's who I think it was. Man, what a great! Have you ever seen it? Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds about the porn industry.
Fantastic.
Mark Wahlberg, so good. I mean, one of the best movies.
And Graham.
Oh, Heather Graham.
Heather Graham. That movie actually severed her relationship with her family.
Really?
She
grew Roller
up
Girl.
Very, very devout Catholic.
Wow, really? Didn't know
Very
that.
devout Catholic. And so when her family found out, what her role was going to be in Boogie Nights, it was kind of like, well, the movie or us. And of course, Boogie Nights helped make her the household name that she was.
I love
Or
those
is.
ultimatums that a family will give you.
Yeah. Right.
We love you, but only if you do it the way we want you to do it.
We love you very much, but we do have rules.
Yeah,
Here's a long list of them. Don't break them.
I'm stumped on, and I just got texted another high school movie when I was in high school, which was Mean Girls.
Yeah.
I think that was around when I was in high school, or if it was close enough. But I remember watching that, and I felt like I walked into that movie thinking, like, who's this movie made for? Is it made for high school girls? And I walked out going, that movie is made for high schoolers who have any appreciation of like a fun story and good writing.
I've got a guy in my life. It's his favorite movie, and it's the weirdest thing about him.
I've never seen it.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. I have a buddy, grown-ass man, and Mean Girls is his favorite movie.
When Regina gets rocked, it's one of the hardest times I've ever laughed.
Oh, yeah. We saw it on Broadway.
Yeah, but coming of age, I mean, Mean Girls, great movie.
I don't know if it's a coming of age, right?
I mean, we used to watch Porky's and Hard Bodies is another one. And
Lost Boys.
The Seals.
We were watching them for the shower scene.
Yeah, that's all you're watching
I'm
for.
just saying, what?
I think we have a cleanup on aisle Deb over there. She said Lost Boys bit a lip and leaned into it. Tell me what the Lost Boys did to you, Deb.
Yeah.
Started my love of vampires. That's what it did. Yeah.
Really? Let's just say
was
lots of extra cave scenes.
That was one of the hottest movies of the day. Yeah.
That had you saying, don't stop at the blood.
He ain't wrong.
That thing was full of, like, what was the other one? Was American. What was the vampire one from Rice, Anne Rice? An Interview.
Oh, Interview with a Vampire.
That had Pitt and Cruz. It was almost too much.
Exactly. Exactly.
There was a Leonardo DiCaprio movie called The Island.
Yeah, The Island. Yeah, that was one of his worst movies.
Yeah, it was really, really bad, but it had a boob in it for like a second and a half. And that was another one that I was like, let's go back to the ocean scene.
This is the one I thought would have been yours because I have a terrible time thing, like looking back in time. I thought Superbad would be yours.
Yeah.
Superbad's
Yeah, Superbad is right on the money. Yeah.
Liger.
That's Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite.
Sorry.
Napoleon Dynamite was, it's not really a coming of age.
It's not, though, because
I will never forget all of my friends talking about Napoleon Dynamite, and they're like, Ross, I've never seen a movie like it. It's a movie with like 500 words.
Yeah, it was. We felt the same way on The Monsters. Like, we were enamored by it. Like, we could not believe it made it to a big screen.
Tina, come get some ham.
Yeah. We just couldn't. We could not believe a movie like that got made and put into a major motion picture theater to pay and watch. We couldn't believe it.
I mean, it's pretty cool when you show a piece of art or any movie or anything created, and people go, I don't know if I like this. I think I do. I don't know why I like this. I think that's what it made all of America go, I don't know why I like this, but I can't stop quoting it.
Right? Or I'm wearing my Vote for Pedro shirt.
But for coming of age, the movie should be about people going from taking that first step into adulthood, right?
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
For us, like, that would be almost one of the quintessential movies for us. Would be Breakfast Club.
What was the other one with? He used to be he was a chubby child actor.
You're talking about The River's Edge or The River Runs Through It? Stand by me.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's the guy that was married to Rebecca Romijn. What's his name?
Jerry
O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell. Yeah.
Now he's on The Talk or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just love knowing that Deb, I think, accidentally called a kid actor fat.
I did.
Yeah, she said chubby.
I like it.
Oh, I know. I
Big
just picture Deb
bones.
at her Catholic girl school outfit watching Lost Boys going, yeah.
Just make sure you wear your patent leather shoes.
Yeah, right. Pause.
Man, and then think about Gen Z. That massive part of Americana that all of us have.
But I think they still have them. Like Ted would be one of those movies, right? That came out like, 8-10 years ago?
Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa?
Yeah. And then listen to that. I mean, I think your guys' movies, coming of age movies, are far better than ones that I just rattled off when it comes to cultural impact.
Yeah.
You got Mr. Hughes, thumping out scripts.
But also filled with things that are culturally not really accepted anymore.
Yeah, right.
But still,
that's what makes them so good, Jack.
I know.
you guys looked
Secret sauce.
Looked at all those things so fondly, and then I'm like Borat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's still different. And then I think it's even gotten worse for high schoolers in the last 5 years. What is it?
Yeah.
Top Gun?
Yeah, I don't know what it would be. There wasn't the, what was that
Barbie?
big house party movie that they made with all the big stars?
It was, I
That was
think
like
it was
the-
called House Party. I don't know.
Oh, there was one that was there was like a big hole in the ground, like a big pit. And they were it was all the stars, and they were just their own names. Remember that one?
We all go to hell with Seth Rogen?
Sausage Party?
Something like that. One of those. Guys, you guys know a lot of this stuff. That's great. Jack's like going down his alphabet. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We are going to start something new today because we have a very cool experience coming up. It's called Terrace Talkbacks. And you are going to be able to sit in an exclusive area with Jack Bradshaw, enjoy all the exclusive table service, food, drink, the whole 9 yards. Enjoy the Orlando City home opener versus Montreal. And, of course, this will be Ross's debut as the in-game host at Inter-Inco Stadium this Saturday. What is Terrace Talkbacks, Jack?
All right, so the Terrace is a new area in Inter-Inco Stadium that they are rolling out this year for the season. To see all Orlando City and Orlando Pride games. They only sell it by the season, but they have given us 4 tickets for this home opener. Yeah. And I am going, and I'm taking my lovely bride, and we are inviting a pair of listeners.
That's
We're giving
incredible.
away a pair of tickets to a listener to join us on the Terrace for this Saturday's home opener against Montreal. We'll be right in front of the Jumbotron with Ross's 40-foot head behind
Well,
us.
this is brand new. That means this is the first time it's being used there.
Very first time it's
Wow.
being used. It's all inclusive. Beer, wine, soft drinks, food, all
Incredible.
included. Table service.
The only way to experience it. That's great.
This is the new experience at Inter-Inco Stadium, and your chance to join me and my wife this Saturday night. Send us a talkback and let us know. We're calling it Terrace Talkbacks, and we'll play them throughout the day. And then tomorrow we'll pick someone to join me at the game on Saturday.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. Terrace Talkbacks, get in there. Remember, download the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you use that microphone to send it on down the line. What's coming up for news?
Oh, believe it or not, but Navalny's cause of death is listed as quote unquote natural on a medical report.
Yeah, you fell on that needle full of junk.
Central Florida police are warning about that nationwide AT&T outage.
Yep.
And which city is tops in sports betting revenue?
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Back with Deb's News and more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio. At 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Avenue northbound before Lancaster Road at Premier Road. The left lane is closed. On I-4 this afternoon, you could expect your regular delays before US 27 and approaching Sand Lake Road eastbound and westbound. No major problems around the perimeter of I-4. Traffic is up to speed on State Road 429 in the Greenway. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Right now, through February 29th, get the best prices on Made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and much more. Not to mention, Cypress mulch, only four for $10 all month long. Don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment into one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers. Get that spring tune-up, get it ready to go. They have 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
This is Monster Jam. Witness Big Air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com for your $20 ticket from Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. You have to see it live, so don't miss it.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64000.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer. History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
You know you can always text us.
Unless you're driving.
At 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey, Jack and Jim. I grew up a little earlier than you guys, but I remember Animal House being one of my favorite go-to movies. I was about 17. when I saw that. That was a cool movie.
Hey, what about Animal House? That is a coming-of-age movie. And I was born in 1970. It was Porky's and Animal House. All right, love the show. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, boss. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Fun fact about Jim Colbert, never seen Animal House.
Whoa!
I've never seen Animal House, and here's why. Because I think John Belushi may have been one of the most overrated comedians, comic actors in the history of television.
And now we know why.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Animal House.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
there's so many other actors in there that you are going to go.
I hear,
Correct.
that's
they're
what I
in there.
hear.
They're in there.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. They're in there.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back. I am Jim. Don't you dare judge me like that. That's a
nothing
very
but judgment.
judgmental tone.
Nothing but
Oh,
judgment.
this is
Okay,
one for me. You
gentlemen.
get like 9 of these.
You don't know anything.
I know everything. That's the problem with me, Jack. I know too much.
Oh, okay. Let's
All right,
go.
welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Here comes the one that actually knows too much. Let's get some news. Here's Dad.
Now, it's time for Woke News.
Wow.
It seems like kind of a
Shut
misuse
up.
of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert
Now,
Show.
I'm just going to make the prediction now that at some point down the line, for a What'd You Do That's New,
Okay.
you are going to get assigned Animal House.
I think Jack's next.
I would say food fight, but he wouldn't get it.
No, or exactly. Or look, a zit. He wouldn't get that either.
I know those highlights.
All right. Well, listen, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Saturday morning, when you're out tooling around, give him a listen as he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. Believe it or not, Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny's cause of death is listed as quote-unquote natural on his medical report. That's according to a spokesperson who was given the information by his mother. The vocal critic of Russian President Vladimir Putin died while in prison last week. Now, in a video statement posted on YouTube, Navalny's mother said she was, quote, secretly, end quote, taken to view his body at the morgue. She also claimed she is being blackmailed by the Russian government to try to force her to hold a secret funeral. Biden also met today with both Navalny's wife and his daughter in Los Angeles. In the meantime, U.S. diplomatic officials are being denied access to a woman from Los Angeles who's being accused of high treason in Russia. The 33-year-old former ballerina faces 20 years to life in prison for allegedly raising funds for Ukraine. Even though the U.S. and Russia have a long-standing agreement to notify each other if a citizen is being held, Moscow's way around that is that they're refusing to recognize the woman's dual citizenship.
Yeah.
The charges reportedly stem from the woman donating $51.81 to Ukrainian charity.
There you go.
All right. I know this was my first thought when I heard the story, but it's interesting. An investigation into today's cell phone outages is looking into whether or not it's part of a cyber attack. ABC News reports the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and other agencies are looking into if the cause is a cyber attack or just a technical difficulty. AT&T said some of its customers are experiencing interruption and are encouraging the use of Wi-Fi calling until service is fully restored. The carrier added that 3/4 of its network is back up, but did not have a timeline for when it would be fully restored.
Right.
Outages have been reported in major cities such as Houston, Chicago, Dallas, Los Angeles, and Atlanta. T-Mobile and Verizon customers have also reported issues, inability to connect with someone who has AT&T service and vice versa. But the carriers have said their networks are operating normally. I know my phone has been okay all day. I'm T-Mobile and did not experience any outages.
Code Black post this morning very early that his phone was out. My wife's just came back on, but I didn't have a problem. I was texting and calling all morning.
And you have AT&T.
And I have AT&T.
See, I was afraid there for a second that pamphlets were going to fall from the sky.
That's the last thing you want, right?
And Teslas were going to drive themselves into themselves.
I thought the same thing.
I can never remember the name of that movie, but it definitely...
It's something called
The Happening, right?
Get Down, We're All Left.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's something along those lines. It's very... it's the Netflix one.
I just remember thinking, well, China did threaten to attack our infrastructure, and telecommunications would definitely be an infrastructure.
You see that dump?
Yeah.
That information dump they get their hands on from China, where it kind of showed how they pay attention to people, what they go for, how they're hacking a lot of their networks.
I did not see that. Oh, that's going to be worth Google later on. Well, in the meantime, police across Central Florida are warning residents about that nationwide outage impacting AT&T customers. Sheriff's offices in Flagler, Seminole, and Orange Orange counties sent out messages on social media earlier this morning saying impacted residents could have a hard time reaching 911 while the phone company works to fully restore service, up about 75%. But still, people are urged to use non-emergency numbers if you need to contact law enforcement. All right, it's back to the Florida House for a bill aimed at keeping kids under 16 from quote-unquote addictive social media platforms. By a 23-14 vote, the Senate today passed an amendment bill which was changed in part to try to avoid lawsuits. Now, opponents have pointed to First Amendment as well as parental rights and saying that the social media bill was going to run into problems. The Senate's bill must now be considered by the House. Governor Ron DeSantis previously expressed constitutional concerns about the legislation.
Yeah. That was pretty hot. They got through the Senate, got through the House, or House and then Senate. And then I guess they were just kind of waiting on his signature. And I guess now he's kind of maybe waffling on it a little bit.
Well, now it's gone back to the House. So
right.
Now the House has to consider the changes the Senate just made.
Got it.
Like I mentioned, the Senate version is to try to protect the state from lawsuits
Got
over
it.
the law. All right. Well, another bill that covers a story that we would love to never have to talk about again is a bill aimed at preventing the hot car deaths of children in Florida. That is awaiting a signature from Governor Ron DeSantis. The Florida Senate has passed ARIA's Act, which would designate April as Hot Car Death Prevention Month in Florida. Also, the state would join other agencies in sponsoring events that educate the public about the dangers of leaving children in unattended vehicles. The bill is named after Araya Page, a 10-month-old who died last summer in Baker County. That would be up in the Panhandle after her babysitter left her in a hot car in McClenny. Other driving news, if you're like me and you kind of hang out in the left-hand lane, you're going to have to change your ways. A Florida bill cracking down on us, cruising in the left-hand lane, is heading to the governor's desk. The measure passed its final hurdle in Tallahassee earlier today after it was unanimously approved by the full state Senate. Party poopers. Legislation would prevent drivers from using the far left lane of a road or highway with a speed limit of at least 65 miles an hour unless they're passing another car. Violators could face a fine as high as around $160.
That sounds kind of
for driving in the left lane with my music on blast.
What determines if you're passing another car? I know it seems like a stupid question.
No,
but
what if
work
you're
with me here?
Think about this: if you're going down the road, 2-lane road, and you're just in the left-hand lane, there's no other car. Theoretically, you could get hit.
You pass a car, you're in that left-hand lane. There's another car about 300 yards ahead.
You're gonna go ahead and stay there.
That's. At what distance do you stay in the left-hand lane because you know you're going to pass that sucker?
I guess you just have to explain it. I'm guessing this will almost never get put into place. I think you probably have to be going 35 in the passing lane to get pulled over.
Well, and I think the reason why they did this bill was to keep traffic from passing on the right. Because, slower traffic keep right. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to keep people from, I don't know. I'm with you, Jimmy. As more and more people move to the state and we have so much traffic as it is, the roads can barely handle with the lanes that are available.
And a lot of the drivers that come into this area are elderly. And like this morning on the way in, 2 people got behind them. One guy's got, and this is, again, I'm a very impatient person, so I understand going 36 miles an hour in the passing lane.
Yeah, no.
In a 45 and that was max. That was not ever going faster than that.
Do I have a tinfoil hat on? When you said you said the reason why they're doing this because passing on the right and all of that, but in my mind I think the real reason why is just because they want more money. This gives more laws that are against the driving population. That just gives a little bit more control and a little bit more power and it's we pulled them over originally.
Right.
Because
it's like tinted windows, right?
I don't think you'd see a law like this in Montana because you're not going to see many issues. I think what they're trying to do is alleviate some of the traffic around the area and keep people, paying attention to law. You're supposed to be over there anyway. And I don't think it's going to be that big of a moneymaker for it to be created just for revenue purposes.
I'll take off the tinfoil.
Okay, and it's interesting, too, because I believe most of the world, like in England, that right lane, you can't drive in it. It's only for passing another vehicle. You can't just be cruising around in it. All right, a girl who died in a freak accident in Broward County is being remembered as someone who was full of love and life. That's what the father of Sloan Mattingly said yesterday after the 7-year-old died Tuesday. She was digging a sand hole on the beach in Lauderdale by the Sea when it collapsed on her and her 9-year-old brother. Firefighters say she was buried for at least 20 minutes.
Oh, God.
Before she was dug out. Her brother is still in the hospital. The family was on vacation from Indiana.
Wow.
Her mother wrote on Facebook, Sloan was the purest human being, and we are forever changed by her. And a tragedy in South Florida could actually lead to changes in Santa Rosa County up in the Panhandle. Navarre Beach Fire Rescue Division Chief Austin Turnbull wants the county to limit how big a hole can be dug on the beach. And it's interesting, since this tragedy has happened, it turns out a lot of HOAs or other beachside cities do have rules about digging holes on the beach. Turnbull says digging in the sand happens every single day, and it's simply too dangerous. He recently filed a request for the county commission to ban metal shovels on the beach and holes bigger than 3 feet deep by 2 feet wide. And that's because Turnbull tells Ware News that with a few beverages and a metal shovel, you can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, because it's easy to shovel that stuff.
It is.
It's easy to shovel sand,
and
so
it
you can
looks
make
innocuous.
You can make a lot of damage quickly. Yeah, because here's the thing. This is a national story this morning, by the way. This is everywhere, because this isn't the first time this has happened. But there was a spate of this last year where there were like 2 or 3 of these situations in a very short period of time. And I was like, man, that seems very bizarre. But it was just a matter of time before somebody tried to get some legislation out there to just maintain people from getting it. Because here's the thing: kids get down there by the beach, parents are like, "This is the safest place. I can see them from here."
Right. Everyone's got a pail and a shovel. It'll be exhausted by the time we get them home. Let them work out that energy.
You come to Florida to dig in the sand and make sand castles. Why else would you come here from the dead Midwest?
Well, not only that, you've seen the movies where they bury the family member up to their neck. So absolutely. All right. Another story that has that's a national story that actually has a local connection. A sexual assault suspect in Central Florida is now facing charges in 2 other states, and those 2 states are now battling it out. New York police say 26-year-old Rod Al-Mansouri is accused of killing a woman inside a New York City hotel room earlier this month. The suspect then flew to Arizona, where he reportedly stabbed at least 2 women over the last week. Now, he was arrested in Scottsdale over the weekend. Back here in Florida, Orange County police say the man was scheduled to go on trial next month after he was charged with sexually battering a woman in Orlando last April. That's not going to happen right now because the plot, as I said, does thicken. An Arizona prosecutor is refusing to extradite that suspect to New York City, claiming that the Manhattan DA can't be trusted in his prosecution.
What?
Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell is calling out Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's, quote, treatment of violent criminals, end quote. Bragg responded accusing Mitchell of playing political games.
Wow.
This guy apparently, and it's not just Florida, Arizona, and New York. He's suspected in some other attacks as well.
Wow.
All right, the Orange County community is remembering the 3 victims who were killed during a shooting spree exactly 1 year ago. Investigators say Keith Moses opened fire in Orlando's Pine Hills neighborhood, killing 9-year-old Tiana Major, 38-year-old Natasha Augustine, and Spectrum News 13 reporter Dylan Lyons. 2 other people were hurt. The sheriff's office released a statement earlier today saying their thoughts have remained with everyone affected by this inexcusable act of violence. Moses was found competent to stand trial last month. He's scheduled for this summer, and prosecutors are seeking the death penalty.
They should.
All right, I don't know if you guys have heard, but a legal dispute between Gabby Petito's and Brian Laundrie's families is over.
Yeah.
Really?
The 2 sides announced yesterday they settled a civil lawsuit after what the Petito family calls a long day of mediation in Sarasota County. The Petitos also say their hope is to close this chapter of their lives so they can move on and continue to honor the legacy of their beautiful daughter. The lawyer for the Laundries says the terms of the resolution are confidential, and they also look forward to putting this matter behind them. The Petitos sued the Laundries for intentional infliction of emotional distress. They accused the Laundries of refusing to tell them that Gabby was dead, something that Jimmy Ute said since the beginning, that Roberta, Brian Laundrie's mother, there was
something
everything
about
them was off.
Yeah, just
something off.
From day one.
Day
there was something
one.
about them that did not sit square.
It didn't. Well, Gabby was 22 when she died, if you can believe this, almost 3 years ago already.
Man.
Can you believe it?
Insane.
In Wyoming, while on a cross-country trip with Brian, a few weeks later, of course, Brian committed suicide.
I have a theory about that. That's sealed. We'll never know what happened in that trial, but I bet this. I bet not $1 was changed hands. I bet those people just wanted a sincere apology.
And an admission.
And an admission explanation of what they did and why.
Yeah.
Because parents are parents. And, and parents have kids sometimes that go sideways, and you can't control it. You can give them the best thing ever, and they go sideways. It happens all the time. And everybody understands. But I bet money that was just sitting in a room and going, okay, guys, let's just get this out of there. What happened? Why did you do this? We know you did it. And I bet money that's what it was. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if not $1 changed hands.
Because it really, they were never after money. There was never any monetary award that's ever been attached to this story. All right, NASA is getting ready for Boeing's first crewed launch along Florida's East Coast. The agency says the Starliner spacecraft mission is scheduled for liftoff no earlier than April 22nd from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The goal is to send 2 astronauts to the International Space Station for 2 weeks. What a holiday.
Yeah.
Once the test mission is complete, the crew will return to Earth in the desert of the western U.S.
There you go.
All right. Meanwhile, while you're out on the coast, a little bit further north, up in Daytona Beach, there's a new attraction open in Volusia County. Did you guys hear about this?
Where, really?
The Daytona Aquarium and Rainforest Adventure opened yesterday on West International Speedway Boulevard. Yeah, the 55,000 square foot facility is the city's first aquarium.
Wow.
Pretty interesting considering your beach side.
It is, but you have to understand, for years, Marineland was just right up the street there. So I guess maybe they thought maybe it was,
overkill, maybe?
Yeah, a little too much.
Yeah. Well, this one includes a Shark Tank and Stingray touch pool. You can get more info at Daytona Aquarium and Rainforest.com.
I can't wait to see the spring breakers hump the glass to get the attention of the nurse shark.
Yeah. Hey, look over here.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
Yeah. Doing the V-slam like they're in wrestling to show the Stingray who's boss.
All right,
That's
finally.
just a matter of time.
Probably not too hard to guess, but which city do you think is top of the list when it comes to sports betting revenue in the country?
Well, it's got to be Nevada. I mean, it's got to be Vegas, right?
Jack, did you want to make a guess?
No, Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that as well.
New York.
Really?
The American Gaming Association, and I don't know why this, I guess it's my competitive streak. I'm like, wait till next year when Florida makes this list.
Yeah, right.
The American Gaming Association says New York took in nearly...
Oh, God almighty. Oh, God.
$500 million.
No, it's got to be so much more than that.
Does it?
I'll go $8.5 billion.
Ooh, that's a gap, Jack.
Yeah, $1 billion.
Ooh, points, Jack. $1.7 billion.
Dude, my guy's on fire.
But listen,
Bradshaw's on fire. He donged it up yesterday.
Winning.
I know. You're like Trump.
And I've been saying the numbers.
You're like Trump and Charlie Sheen if they had a kid.
I thought saying the numbers like a cool villain would help, but it is not.
Yeah.
But you know why?
You're close, though.
This is why he won, because New Jersey came in second with about $1 billion. Sports betting was legalized in New York State 10 years ago. And it was only in 2020 that it fully launched online betting. When it comes to casino gambling, that's when you come in, Jimmy. The Las Vegas Strip is king.
Yeah.
What do you think that area raked in?
Oh, God.
Casino gambling?
$8.5 billion. I'll go with my...
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll save you the time. $9 billion.
Hey! Well, thank God nobody else guessed, so I couldn't get a dong. Thank you. A ding, I'm sorry. Don't record that. Rewind. A dump.
340? Yeah.
Hey Siri, dump. How does any of this work? Alexa, dump.
I didn't get a dong. Well, Atlantic City came in at $5.77 billion. That's a lot of money. So here you go. New York, Jersey, and Nevada battling out. Florida, where you at?
Yeah.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay right there.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
I don't know why I put up with you. You suck. And I don't want to be married anymore. And then he'll be like, but you want my paycheck coming in here, don't you? And then she goes, if you don't shut your mouth, I'm going to stop cleaning the bed sheets when you S in them.
Oh.
And he goes, hey, shut up.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for Central Florida on this Thursday. And throughout the afternoon, we're expecting such a gorgeous day. Temperatures will be really nice, warming to a high of around 73 degrees for Orlando. Plenty of sunshine. But as we head into our Friday, we do expect some changes. A cold front will help to spark some scattered showers, mainly during the afternoon and evening. Otherwise, we look to stay dry through the weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Just one visit with these guys showed me it's worth it for sure at 55. You just can't shrug those lingering aches or unexplainable pains off anymore. And with known kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, I didn't ignore those at all. The instant I had an opportunity to visit Life Imaging FLA and get that free heart scan, I didn't pause for a second. And what do we find? Guess what? My heart was fine, but I did have some kidney and mildly enlarged prostate issues, plus some diverticulitis issues as well. The cool thing is that's all early. We found it all in. Now, we made those appointments. I went to those doctors, found out everything is fine, but now we're keeping an eye on that. That is why I think this is so important. We've heard couples and testimonials say that they went in, thought everything was fine, turned out there were problems, and then ended up in surgery not long after that. It wound up saving their lives. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And remember, no dyes. You don't take your clothes off. This only takes a few minutes. And if you're claustrophobic, you never actually go fully inside the tube. You can even bring somebody with you to kind of make it easier for you as well. While you're there, ask about their cancer screening too. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio, specifically audio influencers.
Audio has been a key component for us. Our consumer is omni-channel, so we need to be omni-channel. We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio. I think using the audio influencers has been a huge component for us. Working with iHeart, we were able to really tease out the audio influencers in key markets that were authentic Chipotle fans. And because it's authentic and because they're seen as trusted friends by the customers and the listeners, it's really been an effective strategy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
DeLand Nissan gives you the bottom line on our entire line. Car buying can be positive, fast, and simple. Shop by payment to stay on budget and value your trade-in 10 seconds or less. Ready for your best buying experience? Stop by DeLand Nissan today.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
You've lost so much weight. How'd you do it?
I got medical treatment for weight loss through Zelfie and lost 50 pounds. I struggled for the longest time, but Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others.
I've heard those medications can help you lose weight, but aren't they expensive?
Zelfie can help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
What if you don't have insurance?
No problem. Zelfie may be able to help you get other GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% off the price of brand name medications.
I'm ready to start losing weight. How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just text.
Text online to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text online to 200-300. That's online to 200-300. Online to 200-300.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then.
Come together, you say goodbye. It's been a hard day's night.
Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Game-bred bare-knuckle MMA fans, the time is now! March 2nd, Orlando, Florida, live at the Kia Center with a historic main event. Junior Dos Santos. He's got to get out.
Junior Dos Santos has knocked out the Black Beast.
And Dos Santos is the victor! Versus Allen, the Talent Belcher, Orlando, Florida, March 2nd. Get your tickets right now at Ticketmaster.com.
Bike Week is right around the corner. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Bike Week plans. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Stop at Orlando Harley-Davidson during Bike Week March 1st through the 10th. Enjoy food, exclusive merchandise, pinstriping, tattoos, music, a full bar, and so much more. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for a full list of motorcycle inventory and Orlando Bike Week details. Stop by the Orlando Harley-Davidson dealership right off I-4 across from the mall at Millennia.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
You know, it'd be an amazing day. Me, Jack Bradshaw, NaomiBradshaw.com, Orlando City. Tickets from iHeartRadio / Real Radio / The Jim Colbert Show. Up in the terrace, watching the Orlando City win the game. Take it home. Oh boy, put me in, coach. Put me in.
Put him in, coach. Put him in, he says.
He's in the running.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Yo.
And Jack.
Word.
And Ross as well.
Hello.
That is the Terrace Talkback, and if you want to do that, just go to iHeartRadio app. You can get that for free. Download it on any platform. It does not matter whether you have Android or iPhone. It can work there as well. Once you get it, go to the Real Radio section. Use that little microphone to send it on down the line, like our gentleman right there. He is now registered to join Jack and NaomiBradshaw.com for the Terrace experience at Orlando City Soccer coming up this Saturday. Will Ross, he will debut as the in-game host along with Sabrina here from the News Junkie. And by the way, this thing is a table service scenario. So you're getting food brought to your table, drinks brought to your table. This is Mac Daddy setup, and all you have to do is leave a clever talkback. I mean, look, that's fine asking for the tickets. We got it. But, But being clever is going to give you a better chance of getting in the running.
Yeah, and that's today and tomorrow we'll do this. And by the way, it's all inclusive. There's,
that's it.
The food, the drink, it's all included.
Yeah, once you're there, you just got to tip them out a little bit, and you're good to go.
It's going to be so much fun, and we're happy to kick it off. This is the very first game that they're doing it, and they came to the Jim Colbert Show.
Yay.
So we are honored. And matter of fact, if you want to get it started a little earlier this Saturday, you can join me at Elixir, because Elixir is going to be doing a pregame for this Saturday. That starts at 4 o'clock. I'll get there, around 5:30 or so.
Jack's going to show up hammered.
It's going to be great. Drinks at both places.
He's got a driver with him. His wife is there.
My wife is going to drive.
Oh my God, she's going to put him in the trunk.
Yeah. But at Elixir, $3.50 Stella, $4 tequila shots, and a great Elixir food.
Damn, dude, they're kicking it off right. This is a really good opening.
And speaking of kicking it off right, Orlando City actually played last night in the CONCACAF competition.
Did they really?
And we don't.
Did you
on
really?
This team.
Wow, that's awesome. You know that Inter Miami is pre-predicted preseason to take it all, right? Inter Miami is the preseason choice, to win. Isn't that a great challenge?
And they won last night.
A little guilty confession here because they Inter Miami kicked off the MLS season last night. I watched every minute of Real Salt Lake versus Inter Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I think the commentator, the pundit, Taylor Twellman over the broadcast nailed it. He even rattled off Orlando City as the first team. He goes, listen, if you are another team in the East, I think the shine is off the roast. If you're Orlando City watching this game, you know you can beat this Fort Lauderdale team. He didn't say the Fort Lauderdale. That's just my thing.
Yeah, that's your slam.
But he brought up a great point. They were great in the first half. Good old Messi doing all that. And then all of a sudden, they kind of ran out of gas. That's a very beatable team, and I cannot wait for purple versus pink this year.
Very cool. It's going to be good. And we play Montreal this weekend.
We play Montreal.
We play Montreal this weekend. March 2nd, we go down to Fort Lauderdale to take on Miami.
Yeah.
That game, both games you can hear right here on Real Radio 104.1.
Sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Look, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but this does kind of come into a topic I'm going to go into in the 5 o'clock hour, which is very interesting, which is kind of our question of the day is, do you ever feel trapped in your body, right? Do you ever feel that you're something that people don't believe you are? And the reason this came about is because during my theater review yesterday on Facebook, an old buddy of mine from my hometown who's known me, since I was, in the 8th or 9th grade, I believe, maybe 10th, said, hey, look at there, a guy from P-Town giving a theater review. And it just kind of hit me like, it's the same thing everybody around here says and you guys say. Like, I have resting a-hole face, and everybody believes I'm this gruff, angry man. But in reality,
You're a gruff, angry man.
I'm really not any of that at all. Actually, I am a great appreciator of arts, and I really do enjoy anything different, anything that makes you think outside the box. I really love stuff like that. And so I hear Ross always kind of picks on me. I'm trapped in a Trump supporter's body. The stereotypical biker, white guy, bald head with the gray goatee body. But in reality, I don't really represent much of that facade you see.
Although I agree, I don't think I've ever said that you were trapped in a Trump supporter body.
Well,
but I have definitely. I would say that you are correct. You are not an angry person internally.
No,
but the problem is, it's just that external is 100%.
I think we all suffer from this, though, because Ross leans on that oftentimes, even for his comedy, that self-deprecating.
Oh, yeah.
I know I look like a methed out scarecrow.
He's the first person I thought of when this came up.
Right, but in reality, he's got the good credit score, the brand new car.
He's a World War
wife,
II enthusiast. I mean, he's like listens to jazz. I mean,
he does
it's like
bonsai.
I mean, he's a very, very cultured young man.
He's a beatnik.
And there's actually a really, really good reason why most comedians. I don't know. I guess I could be critical of my own act, but most comedians open up with making fun of themselves, because then that kind of gives you the green light and likability achieved with the audience to make fun of other things.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, even here on the show, you'll talk about like the Christmas tree. Every year it frustrates the hell out of you that My Charlie Brown tree always ends up as being credited to you.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's yep, that's because that's what everyone figures it's going to be.
Meth addict, meth tree.
Right?
It checks out.
And the reason why I bring this up, and we'll go to break here and get to Date Night Done Right here in just a second with Danny, is, did you hear the report on Jam Master Jay today? And do you know why he was killed?
No.
You know who Jam Master Jay is, right? He's the DJ for Run DMC, the groundbreaking hip hop act that really brought hip hop music along with the Sugar Hill Gang and to the mainstream. Dude, from 1996 until 2002 was a major cocaine trafficker.
What?
And he got killed because a deal that he was setting up for 10 keys of coke. There was a middleman, the people who actually wound up killing him, they were the middleman, and he had threatened to cut them out of the deal, or did cut them out of the deal, because if something went down with the deal, he cut them out of the deal, and they executed him over drug money, over drugs. Dude had been running drugs severely since 1996. So that whole time that DMC was kind of doing that clean hip hop kind of thing where they weren't saying the N word, the F word. It was just kind of real, true. I'm dissing you because of your hood hip hop. Their DJ, the cleanest of all three of them, seemingly, was a straight up cocaine pin.
Didn't one of them become like a priest?
Yeah,
Run.
Preacher, yeah, Reverend Run.
Yeah.
Crazy. I just saw that today. I was like, man, nobody would have known of all the hip hop acts that have all the history with criminality. Run DMC was the shining example of how you could avoid that. And it turned out their DJ was executed over a 10-key coke deal. Unbelievable. All right, 407-916-1041. Date Night Done Right next with our buddy Danny Meyering.
Orlando City is back on the pitch at Inter & Co Stadium to begin their 2024 campaign by hosting CF Montreal this Saturday. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Slowdowns continue in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, both east and westbound through downtown and by the major attractions exits. Still seeing activity blocking the left shoulder on I-4 westbound near the Lake Mary Rest area. No major delays to report for those taking the Beach Line or the Greenway. If you run into any traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
The Players' Championship is back at TPC Sawgrass March 12th through 17th. Don't miss your chance to see the PGA Tour's top players competing on the iconic Stadium course, home to the famous Island Green 17th hole. Watch the drama unfold as the battle for the Players' Championship trophy takes place in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Secure your spot to see defending champions Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Victor Hovland, and more today. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
Paid for by GovMint.com.
The 1878 to 1921 Morgan Silver Dollar, a true American classic and one of the most iconic silver dollar coins in history. It's been 100 years since the last Morgan Silver Dollar coin was struck for circulation, and now, for a limited time only, full pound bags of original U.S. government struck Morgan dollars are being released to the public. That's right, you can own a full pound of 1878 to 1921 classic American Morgan Silver Dollar coins, all in very good collector condition with fully visible dates and mint marks, guaranteed. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure collector-grade U.S. Morgan Silver Dollars by the pound, struck during the Wild West and the Gilded Age. Plus, receive a bonus American Collector's Pack valued at over $25, free with every order. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of Morgan Silver Dollar coins before they are gone. 1-800-529-6468. That's 1-800-529-6468.
Don't believe me, believe the Better Business Bureau. 5 stars for GiveMeTheVin.com. The rest of them are 1 star. America's best car buyer, GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men will experience domestic and sexual violence, but you can help raise awareness and funds to support survivors and stop abuse before it starts. Sign up today for the annual No More Week 5K. It's simple to do. Run, walk, bike, swim, take your dog for a stroll. Any step or movement counts, anytime between March 3rd and 9th. And no matter where you live, you'll be part of a global team, making a difference together. Go to nomore.org/5K now to sign up.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind and the Under Oath podcast.
You listen to a lot of attorney commercials, normally concerning the qualifications of that firm, that they will fight for you, that they don't get paid unless you get paid. Instead of doing a commercial, I'm just going to give you some free advice. If you get into a car accident, make sure you receive medical treatment from a doctor within 14 days. If not, the insurance companies can hold you responsible for the first $10,000 of your medical treatment. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I definitely remember my favorite coming-of-age movies from when I was in my early teens, and all three of them I've seen dozens of times, and that would be Clueless, Empire Records, and Dazed and Confused, and I'll never forget them.
That's awesome. Dazed and Confused got a lot of votes today. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. We just kind of stumbled into that. I did not have that planned. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041 to call us. You can text us easily at 77031. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Let's do Date Night Done Right.
Whether you're dating and in love or married and in a fight, keep your romance shining bright. This is Date Night Done Right.
Good and loud for our friend Danny Myrie. Yay! He's here courtesy of OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. How are you, Danny? Good to see you.
I am good. Glad to be healthy and out of the house again.
Yeah. Do you have a coming-of-age movie that you remember?
Oh, gosh. I'm such a nerd. So, yeah, Clueless, definitely. I'm just old enough to where, like, Mean Girls is still,
that
like...
came up, yeah?
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely the girly type of stuff.
It's funny because coming of age to guys means a way different thing than coming of age to girls. So we found that out a little bit earlier.
Yes,
Deb let us know that she spent a lot of time with the Lost Boys.
All right. I can see that.
Come on now.
Yeah, anything Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I think Speed might have done something for me. Yeah.
Nice. All right, very good.
I like that laugh. That said a lot.
All right, Danny does come to us courtesy of Orlando Date Night Guide, OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. We're here to tell you the cool things happening in Orlando this weekend. And finally, Danny, we get some incredible weather to celebrate with. It's supposed to be absolutely flawless Saturday and Sunday. Maybe a little bit of chance rain on Friday, but I think overall we're going to have a really good opportunity to get out there and blow off some steam from last weekend that Chad pent up. So what's going on this weekend?
Yeah, if you don't get out and about this weekend, we're going to have words. Like anybody listening, if you don't go out and enjoy this weekend, because I've been saying it a couple weeks in a row, like summer is coming. So please get out there and enjoy. So one of the places we checked out recently, which has been around forever, is Maitland, the Art and History Museums of Maitland. So took my boy out there for a program, and I want to remind folks how gorgeous that campus is. So definitely go check that out.
And
sometime.
you can't get much more classic Orlando. And I'll tell you, if you want some other very interesting stuff, read the history of that spot.
Yeah.
And it's also one of the most haunted spaces in all of Orlando, by the way.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is on the National Register of Haunted Spaces in this area, I believe.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, they have like mostly it's outdoors, and then there's a couple of galleries indoors, and like they have some very old hats hats that are hanging, and there's a sign that says, "Please do not touch the hats.
Yeah.
They're all haunted." And I was like, "That's really cute. I wonder if that's true."
Well, the reason why it looks the way it looks too, it used to be an artist colony.
Right.
They came down and they basically lived there to create art. And the reason that is a very cool thing is because it's pretty famous people that have stayed there. Potters, painters, all kinds of artists have come
I've
through
heard
there.
you can even smell the cigar smoke of the man who founded it.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was the very first hiding place of our egg hunt too for the big green egg.
Oh, that's right. That it lasted so short. I forgot where.
Okay, let's move on.
It's just like my first time.
Let's move on.
All right, moving on. Since it is going to be gorgeous weather, the Amberbrook Farms in Eustis has their Strawberry Festival. It was supposed to take place last weekend and this weekend, so now they've moved it to this weekend and the following. One of the fun things they're going to have is strawberry stomping. So that might be interesting. We're used to seeing grape stomping. Why not give strawberry stomping a try? It's $15 to get in there. It's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Amberbrook Farms in Eustis. They're going to have live music and all kinds of fun things. And then, of course, you pick strawberries so you can get those gorgeous strawberries before that season runs out.
And the cool thing is, if you're coming from almost any place in Orlando, you're going to have to go right by Mount Dora.
Yeah, you are.
That's true.
And not a bad little spot to step in and kind of walk around downtown while it's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Tonight is actually, so today is National Margarita Day, and the Margaritaville Resort Orlando is doing their annual celebration today from 5 to 7. So they've got all kinds of activities in the lobby of the resort there, and the first 500 guests, I guess you have to RSVP, and then when you check in, you get a free margarita. So that's a fun event that's happening. They do like a Christmas in July thing as well, and we checked that out last year. So this is kind of similar where they have lots of activities inside the lobby and lots of fun. So if you're a Buffett fan or a margarita fan, that's a fun thing to do if you're not doing anything tonight. All right, so 2 huge music festivals happening this weekend. So you've got Winter Garden on one side of town and Sanford on the other side of town, and they're both doing music festivals. So the Winter Garden Music Festival is on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. They're closing down some of the main streets in historic downtown Winter Garden, and they're going to have 11 hours of continuous live music all throughout that area. Yes. So children's activities as well, beer and wine vendors. So this is going to be a great way to enjoy the gorgeous weather if you're on that side of town. Or over in Sanford, also on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. is Porch Fest.
Oh, legendary.
Yes. This thing is so cool. It's getting bigger every year. So if you haven't been, I would suggest going this year before it's even better. Bigger next year. The parking gets a little wonky, so just, be aware of that, because you can walk around all the historic neighborhoods, and there's live music on different porches. That's why it's called Porch Fest.
That's right.
It's just really cool.
So they go through the historic area and they pick out homes and they designate them a porch home, and basically a band will set up on that porch and you just gather in the streets because they shut them down. I'll give you a little advice. If you're going to Porch Fest, bring a wagon. All right.
Ooh.
And a wagon, because it's hard to get drinks out and around there because you're actually in a neighborhood. So bring your drinks with you, whether it be water or whatever you want to drink. And that way you could pull a couple chairs with you as well, because you want to bring somewhere to sit. And that's an absolutely very important thing. Bring yourself a little wagon, little pop-up wagon, collapsible wagon, whatever, and just tote your stuff, because you'll be walking a lot from show to show.
And not one of those tripods that have like a small little plastic thing. No, that's going to hurt. You don't want that.
Yeah, you want something you can fall asleep in, because chances are you're going to be hammered by the end of it, and that's what you're going to do.
A little suggestion: if it doesn't have cup holders, get one with cup holders.
Don't bring it right.
Good idea.
Amen. Yes, and try dress comfortably. Like I know I'm suggesting date ideas, but be comfortable and cute, because you're going to be walking a lot, you're going to be sitting awkwardly. Just try to think comfort, so you can have a good time out there. Let's see. Also on Saturday is the Celebrate Lunar. So this is for Lunar New Year, and it's in Luminary Park in downtown Orlando. It's kind of where, for us old school people, where the O-Arena used to be back in the day. So they're going to be celebrating Lunar New Year. There's going to be delectable cuisine from Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Filipino, Japanese, and other cultures, as well as entertainment. So that's on Saturday from 12 to 7 p.m. Tickets start at $10.
Yeah, just use your smell-o-vision.
Oh, my
to get
Right.
there.
Literally.
Yeah, that's going to be another fantastic time. I'm telling you, like between those big 3 events I just mentioned, something great is happening for you on Saturday. So pick one of those. If for some reason you're busy on Saturday, or if you're also looking for something on Sunday, then over in Baldwin Park at Harbor Park is the Soca Reggae 5K and Wellness Festival. So this is like a little bit of it, right? There's a lot happening in that one title it's in there.
I don't see soca and reggae in Baldwin Park very often. I'm going to be dead honest with you. Just give you a heads up. A lot of honkies up in Baldwin Park. A lot of Range Rovers up in Baldwin Park.
A little bit of a culture shock happening, perhaps.
Yeah. What is this?
Not a lot of guns, but a lot of cell phones that are about to call the police.
Right. You're exactly right.
So if you want some good people watching and to see some shocked expressions on people's faces, Sunday from 1 to 6 in Baldwin Park, admission is free. So if you want some free entertainment, that's a good place to check out. All right, so tonight, myself and the fam, we're heading to Mid Drive Dive on Edgewater in College Park. I'm so excited to try this place out. They're soft opening.
Is this that little park area they have up to the side that has like little, like almost like little food truck camper things, or is this something different?
No, this I haven't been, but it's on Edgewater Drive, and it is a brick and mortar. It's kind of like this is from the same folks that does Hinckley's at East End Market.
Meat guy.
That's right. It is.
Yeah.
And so like they even have like their signature ice cubes for like the cocktails where it says dive in the ice mold.
I saw
so
that
it's
in the
gonna be,
picture.
all those little
nice.
touches.
That looks so good. That was an old fashioned in that.
I have to call
picture.
Matt. I have to call Matt and see what I mean, he should come on and talk about that place. He's by the way, a guy who owns that. It's like one of the coolest dudes ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a really cool guy.
And I mean, between this and Easton Market, and then there's a barbecue joint they're opening in Easton. Yeah, it's a good time for him. So this is how weird I am. One of the things I'm excited to try is they have a Caesar salad with anchovies, which is how Caesar salads are supposed to be. And my daddy had me eat that when I was a kid, and I'm like, I haven't had one in years, so I'm excited.
Look, back in the day in the culinary world, the lap of luxury was having your Caesar salad prepared tableside. Like that's when you knew you were in a fancy spot. They had the iced bowl, and they would make it right there with the anchovies and the whole 9 yards. I mean, you got a real deal Caesar salad. That was it.
I've got my mint gum in the car for afterwards. My husband still wants to kiss me after all this.
You are going to need it.
Yeah. So definitely looking forward to checking that out. And one thing new over in the Tampa area that I wanted to mention, it's starting, I think, March 8th. So in Europe, they've got like all those river cruises and stuff, and they do dinners and things. So Tampa is going to finally get like a dinner cruise. It's called Craft. And this is different than like they have a couple of yachts and things that do stuff out there, but this is like a traditional European river boat cruise craft.
Like one of those Viking boats. It's like the lower profile boat. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was just announced not too long ago. And so that's opening March 8th. That looks cool. Another different thing to do out in that area. It is a pain in the butt to drive out to Tampa sometimes, but once you're out there, it is nice to enjoy that lifestyle out there. It's much different than Orlando.
The cool thing is that's a great little staycation thing for people who live here in Orlando. And that would be a wonderful thing to drive over, do the dinner, maybe hit the casino for an evening, then the next day just go to the beach or go to one of the museums over there, the Dolly Museum, whatever the case may be. Super cool.
Yeah, they got the St. Pete Pier, which is really cool up there.
The aquarium, the Picasso, or not the Picasso, is it?
The Dolly.
The Dolly Museum?
Right.
Yeah, they're getting ready to host the Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. My husband's all into race cars and stuff.
That F1 thing is like blowing up in America now.
You're going to be going back to St. Pete soon.
Right. Well, you got to take out a second mortgage to get tickets for those things, man. They are crazy.
Well, good job today. Good seeing you. By the way, if you missed any of this, go to JimColbertLive.com. We'll put it up under the goods, or just visit OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. You can see and hear much of that and much more. She just, does the stuff she thinks is going to be really good this weekend, but there's so much other stuff going on. If you want to find something in your part of town, the cool thing is OrlandoDateNightGuide.com has that broken down into genres, couple stuff, kid stuff. It's all right there. And again, if you missed any of her suggestions today, JimColbertLive.com. Good and loud for Danny Myring, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next weekend, kid.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just one sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Date Night Done Right is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Mortgage brokers are better. Why? They do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It'll still be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but they have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And government studies prove buyers save $9,400 on average with a mortgage broker. That mortgage guy, Don, will give you a comparison quote today. Just go to thatmortgageguyDon.com. It's peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Slowdowns continue in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, both east and westbound through downtown and by the major attractions exits. Still seeing activity blocking the left shoulder on I-4 westbound near the Lake Mary Rest area. No major delays to report for those taking the Beach Line or the Greenway. If you run into any traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Your neighborhood tools, Ace Hardware, has everything you need to get ready for spring right now. That's right now through February 29th. You can get the best prices on Made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and so much more. Cypress mulch 4 bags for only $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment into one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for that spring tune-up. It's Tools Ace, 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
With all the new people moving here recently, we thought it'd be a good idea to explain International Diamond Center. If you've lived here a while, you already know this, so bear with us. International Diamond Center, also known as IDC, is not an ordinary jewelry store. It was started decades ago by a major East Coast diamond supplier, Keith LeClaire. Keith had international connections with diamond cutters and would sell diamonds to upscale jewelry stores. Then he decided to start selling direct to the public at prices that undercut traditional jewelers in a big way. This no middleman approach caught on big, and now IDC is one of the largest and most successful jewelers in America, still providing exceptional quality and astonishing value. So if you've just moved here from New York or California or wherever, know that IDC is the area's go-to place for diamonds, fine designer jewelry, and Swiss timepieces. Just be prepared to be a little shocked when you see how great our values are, especially compared to where you came from. International Diamond Center. Just another great reason you made the move south. Get details, directions, store hours, and more at shopidc.com.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life, Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. Use car payments for $99 a month. See the cars when you leap online to OrlandoNissan.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Jim, I know exactly what you're talking about. To most of my friends and people that know me, I'm just a very sweet girl who cooks really well and is very friendly. But I've trafficked drugs from Australia into Thailand. I've hired prostitutes to play cards with my friends and I in Bangkok. And I met the Queen of Spain in a bear suit. So you never can judge a book by its cover. And I'd love to elaborate more on those stories, Jack, over drinks at Saturday's game.
Oh! Ho, ho!
I think we have a front runner.
That is how you do it, kid.
Damn.
What we're talking about is Terrace Talkbacks. So Orlando City Soccer started this entire new thing called the Terrace, which is a full-service terrace where you can watch the game, have a table, have food and drink brought to you. It's that upper-level experience. Like, you know, if you don't want to be down in the stands, going to do it that way, you want to just kind of chill out and watch it and just kind of enjoy yourself, this is the way to go. And they kicked in 4 seats. Jack and Naomi are going to take 2 lucky listeners to the game this Saturday.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Because after that talk back, I want to sit next to her.
Yeah. Screw Jack. Come to the show and tell us more of that stuff. Right.
Careful, she's done that.
Right.
Well, I mean, not that.
So you know, basically what we're doing is if you leave a talk back and it's interesting enough, Jack will choose you to join himself and Naomi at the game, and you get to enjoy all that great stuff and watch Ross's debut as the in-game host along with our friend Sabrina.
Yeah, see if I nail it or fail it.
Yeah, I mean, look at what a great opportunity. For one thing, you know, thanks Orlando City. I know this is a big pitch from you, Jack. So good job as well, buddy.
Orlando City, they often have this club section, but this was something new. They're like, how can we promote it? And it's like, wait, we got an idea. We want to go to games, and we'll just take listeners with us. So, you know, they're starting on the Jim Colbert Show, and they're going to try different shows, different stations, but all with iHeart. But
that's my least favorite part of it.
I know, mine too. Mine too. When I pitched it, it was only the Jim Colbert Show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
They, of course, want to get the word out to all of Central Florida.
Yeah, their marketing people need to smarten up, buddy.
Yeah,
they need to smarten up.
Anyway, the Terrace is available. You buy it for the season, and it includes Orlando City and Orlando Pride games. Comes with a parking pass.
Oh wow!
Absolutely, that right in the fan zone section there. You get plenty of perks, free drinks, free food, delivered right to your table, and you're sitting right there on the terrace, right under the Jumbotron, right over the field.
And I just also want to plug, listen, home openers, I posted this in the Orlando City discussion group amongst all the fans, right? Home openers, I know that there are going to be more important matches that are going to happen this season.
Yeah, but this one sets the pace.
It's just home openers. Jack will agree.
Yeah.
There is a special vibe in the air on a home opener. We're about to find out Orlando City's story. And here's the best part. It's not just their story. It's our story. It's the fan story, all the memories that are going to be made this year, all the 4-3 close stoppage time winning, all the smiles. This is chapter 1, and I cannot wait to start reading Saturday night.
So all you have to do is download the iHeartRadio app, right? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Go to Real Radio. Use that microphone to send it on down the line. And, I mean, look, I'm not saying that she's in the running.
Yes, she is.
I'm just saying. I mean,
are you going to tell someone who that history that you can't go?
That just may be the bar. I'm just giving you a heads up. That just may be the bar you need to clear.
And also, and Russ is right about the game. I mean, the wall itself, the supporter section, that sold out, I believe, last week. There's a lot of hype, especially for a season opener. Not only, do we have that opportunity for you to join me on the terrace. However, for Jim Colbert Show trivia, Orlando City tickets for the next 2 days is also one of your prize options.
Absolutely. Wow,
nice.
For this Saturday's match.
Absolutely, yeah.
And remember, the pregame starts at Elixir. I'll be there starting at 5:30. You want to come, enjoy great specials and great food at Elixir, downtown Orlando on Washington near Orange.
Can't beat it.
We'll get there. We'll get lubed up. Then we'll head on over there.
Look,
Co Stadium.
When Jack has a DD, he uses words like lubed up.
Yeah, he does. And I'm here for it.
All right, 407. 916-1041. I do want to ask you guys a question for later. I can't do it now because we're going to run out of time. We have Glenn coming up in just a few minutes for Colbert Court. But I had an experience this morning. What has to happen to you guys for you to change doctors or change medical professionals? Ooh. What has to happen? What event has to happen for you to go, maybe this isn't the office for me?
Being dismissed or, gaslit, like, oh, that's not what you're really feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, waiting an inordinate time for service, whether it's to be seen or results. Waiting, like, come on, man.
Yeah. What do you think, Ross? What would
a wrong diagnosis? But you also, for a wrong diagnosis to happen, you got to go get a second opinion.
Well, that's really kind of, I think even medical professionals will kind of encourage you to do that. Matter of fact, usually the office that you get the diagnosis from will tell you, hey, by the way, this is our diagnosis. Please feel free to get another one. But yeah, I just want to kind of get a gamut of what your issues would be, because I had a little something this morning I will go over, and I wanted to see if you thought that my situation was valid enough to think possibly about changing professional.
Not many jobs get to have that outcome.
Yeah.
A doctor is like, look, you should go see somebody else.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like no other mechanic will ever look at you and go, get a second opinion.
Right.
They want you to stay there, but doctors are like,
yeah.
I'll tell you if I'm right.
I'll tell you straight up, if you're listening to this show right now and you change stations, can't guarantee your health.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back with Glenn Klausman and Colbert Court right after this.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I don't have like a secret connection to let you meet Beyonce here.
Yeah, no, like you made me think that you did for my birthday.
You thought that because you're delusional. Come on. I was trying to do something sweet for your birthday.
At that time, I trusted everything that you said, and now I know better.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for the rest of our Thursday. And we're expecting such a beautiful day. This will arguably be the pick of the week weather-wise, with temperatures warming well into the low and mid 70s. Plenty of sunshine on the way, too. Enjoy the sunshine while it's here, because we do have a cold front that's on the way for our Friday. We're looking at some scattered showers, about a 30% chance. Temperatures will be warm, though, into the mid 70s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. When pepperoni is your favorite pizza, the only choice is Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Their fresh dough topped with signature sauce, 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, and crispy cupped old world pepperoni. Get a large now for just $9.99. Participation may vary. See store for details.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
YouTube is the streaming partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, and we'll be honoring Rotten Mango with the Innovator Award presented by YouTube. Tune in live Monday, March 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel. You won't want to miss this.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house.
I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom, and I thought, I'm going to treat everyone just like my mother. Call today for our $129.99 tune-up special to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. And remember, the garage door is the smile of your home. So don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no 2 people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and
Man, I love Date Night Done Right. They always come with great ideas. The Daytona Aquarium sounds like an awesome spot to take my girlfriend and her kids. You know, everybody at the Stingrays. Maybe push one of the kids into the Shark Tank.
Yeah,
it's
baby.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. If you missed any of the Date Night Done Right by our good friend Danny Meyering, you can slide over to JimColbertLive.com. We've got it right there in the goods, baby.
That's right. You go to podcast. The goods is a section where we take sections of the show and we put them up there for you to listen, you know, at your leisure.
That's right. And actually, if you were not listening to the show yesterday, just out of nowhere, Glenn, we were talking about the Moulin Rouge show, by the way. You got to go. It's incredible. We were talking about it, and it just so happens the guy who owns a bass guitar store here in Orlando listens to the show. The bass player from the traveling band from Moulin Rouge was in his store, a kid named Marcus Van.
Small world.
And the guy says, hey, you should call these guys. They were just talking about how good the show was, and the dude called us. So we have that interview up there if you want to check that out. That's at JimColbertLive.com right now as well. Go to the goods, and you can see or hear our interview with bass player Marcus Van. They're in town. And by the way, that thing's running for a while. It's like in town for 10 days.
Yeah.
But the tickets are still scarce. I was on the site today looking at availability. But there are seats, but you got to go. Incredible show. Can't give it a higher recommendation. Moulin Rouge in town is insanely good. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is there.
Yep.
Ross is right there. Let's do Colbert Court.
What you are listening to is real. Well, sort of. The participants are not actors. That's a fact. This is, however, a real case that will be decided here in our forum, the Colbert Court.
That's right. Colbert Court brought to you by our good friend Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN Law.com. Office is right there in Winter Park. 407-917-1718 car crash. Call Klausman. He is the premier car crash attorney in Orlando, on the list of super lawyers, on the list of legal elite, and one of the most lauded attorneys in Central Florida by other attorneys. Good and loud for our buddy Glenn Klausman.
Yay!
The man. What's up, big dog?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy. How's things?
Good.
You're working it to the nub these days,
I am,
huh?
yeah. I was up very late last night and had to get up early this morning and start rolling again.
Yeah. What's your least favorite part of doing your job? Is it taking depositions? Or
No, the least part is pretty obvious. It's when people have significant injuries and I cannot help them because the other side doesn't have any insurance that'll pay for the damages and they don't have any uninsured motorist coverage. That's the worst part of the job.
Yeah, because you have to sit there and tell them, even though they thought they made all the right decisions because they didn't include uninsured motorists, that they don't have any recourse for their case.
Right, and it's always, the other person's at fault and you have no idea what kind of insurance they're going to have, and we find out they have next to nothing. And that's the worst part of the job.
My son just got a new car, saved up, got himself a new car, new to him, but he paid cash for it, so he doesn't have to carry all the big-time insurance. But I told him, I stopped him in the hallway. I said, boy, car looks good. Great job. Very proud of you. Whatever you do, don't even drive it 100 feet without an uninsured motorist.
Yep.
I don't care what it costs. Go get a second job, whatever it is, whatever. Go get uninsured motorists. What is that? Here's what it is. If somebody cracks you in this state, and they mess you up and they don't have any insurance on it, believe it or not, there's literally no recourse for you. And they aren't going to get in trouble criminally either.
No,
so I said, so it is the most unbelievable situation in this state that you can do that. Drive with no insurance, which is illegal.
You can drive with insurance that's legal that does not require you to pay for someone else's injuries that you caused.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Completely insane.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is one of the things you were talking about, this bad faith law that we were talking about today. You said, we did briefly talk about this bad faith law just passed, but we did want to kind of go into that, and you do have a case that kind of illustrates that.
Yeah, what happened, the law changed. A lot of laws changed to help insurance companies with this last legislative session last year. We don't know what's going to happen yet this year. But we've talked about it a little bit before what bad faith law is. Bad faith law is the legislature passed some laws to try to keep insurance companies honest in the way they deal with people, to deal with people in good faith. So they try to pass a law that would make that happen. So the way it works is if I have a client who's got some injuries, significant injuries, I then provide all the insurance, all the paperwork documenting their injuries, documenting what their losses are, documenting their income loss, documenting, whatever it needs to be documented, send it to the insurance company, and they have to protect their client, who is the person who caused my client to have their injuries. and they need to pay the claim. And we give them a 30-day time limit, and if they don't pay, then the insurance company could be on the hook for a lot more coverage than the person bought. So let's talk about a case I have. We just resolved. In this case, it's a collision that happens at an intersection where Mary, let's call her, is going straight ahead, and the other fella decides to make a left turn in front of her, causes the T-bone collision. He's blaming her. She says, no, I had a green light. He says, no, that's not possible. I had a light, and it's your fault. And so what happens then is we start the ball rolling on this case, and we have to file a lawsuit right away because the other side's saying we're not paying anything because your person was at fault.
And your person's got some pretty serious injuries.
Yeah,
like some bad neck injuries.
Yeah, what happens with her? She's got bad neck injury. She goes through some injections. They don't work. Ultimately, the neck pain's going down to her hand. Her fingers are going numb. She's an accountant, and it's just a bad problem for her. And she's recommended for neck surgery. So what we do is we send the other lawyers and their insurance company that is for the person who we believe caused the crash, all the paperwork showing, look, she's scheduled for neck surgery. The surgery is going to be, they're going to have to remove the disc that's pressing on the nerve that's causing the pain down the arm. When they remove the disc, they're going to put a spacer in there, and then the bones above and below where the disc were, they're going to put a plate in to fix them in space so that they don't move, and they're going to put screws, titanium screws, and a plate in, and that's the surgery. And you need to pay your insured's $100,000 worth of insurance coverage to settle this case.
Yeah, they're fusing her back.
Yeah,
is what they're doing.
Her
neck.
Neck. Yeah,
her neck. In other words, they're going to reduce the mobility in that area so it can't come in contact with that nerve and hopefully in that pain, that lifetime pain.
Right. They remove the disc that's pressing on the nerve, and they got to put something in the space where the disc is, and then you don't want the bones to collapse on each other, so that's why they do the fusion.
And then it gets Michael Keaton Batman-y, right?
Yeah.
And you
so then what happens, we go along, and we give them all the paperwork they need to see to pay this claim, and their guy's got $100,000 worth of insurance, and the case is worth more than that, and they say, no, we're not paying it. So fine. So we roll along, and I go out to the scene of the crash, which I do in most of the cases that I have filed lawsuits on, and I actually take pictures and video of the light sequence to show that there's no way that this fella had a light other than a flashing yellow to make a turn in front of our client. So we've got that. Ultimately, we finally get to mediation in this case, and they understand at that point that they got a problem. And they say, well, we're ready to pay you $100,000.
Oh, yeah, I bet you are.
Yeah. We say, look, you had plenty of opportunities. We gave you everything. She had the surgery. The surgery bills are about $60,000. No, $100,000 is nothing near what needs to be to settle this case. And ultimately, they agreed. And they paid a substantial amount more than the $100,000, a confidential settlement, a whole lot more than $100,000 for the client to be compensated for her injuries. And that's what bad faith law is. You give them that opportunity to settle. If they don't act in good faith to protect their person who bought insurance to be protected, and if it's their fault that the case didn't settle, and they're exposing their insured who's bought insurance with them to be protected, they're exposing him to a judgment much greater than the insurance that he had when they could have settled it, when they had an offer to settle it, when they had everything they needed to settle it, and they didn't settle it, then that's when the insurance company's on the hook to pay even more money.
And this falls under that bad faith because basically if you would put this in front of the judge would go, look, man, I mean, he produced enough evidence to lead you to believe that this is your guy's fault, and you guys opted not to settle this, so now you're going to get really penalized, and it's going to cost you more. Now, I know you said it's a confidential settlement. Is it a multiple of that number?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, the lady had an injury. Now she's in her late 30s, and she's got her neck fused. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
changed her life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Glenn, do you fist pump at all after that? Like when it's settled and you know that you just did your job?
No, the clients are very happy. They're very thankful, and that's the reward.
Is there a fist bump with the client? High five, a smile. Do you smile?
Really,
Do you smile?
Are they palming?
I smile, absolutely.
They're palming some scratch offs while they shake your hand.
Yeah.
Like, really, thank you, Mr. But I mean, so So Mary's only in her mid 30s.
Late 30s, yeah.
Late 30s.
Yeah.
Does she have children by any chance?
Yes.
Oh, that had to come into play as well, right? Because
And-
now she can
and
have a
had-
normal life with her kids.
Right, kids are 1 and 5 on the exam.
wow.
Right. She can't pick up the kids. The
Damn.
1-year-old. Yeah. She couldn't go to the theme parks with the kids. Yeah, husband had to take over. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me ask you a question. Like, you deal with these people enough, and I'm sure you basically have not relationships per se, but obviously, professional relationships with some of these adjusters. I mean, don't you see a number of them over and over?
Not so much anymore. Here's what's happened. It used to be that you take the insurance company that was in this case, the one that Mahomes, Auto, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
And Patrick couldn't even bail him out of this one. But what happens is they used to have a central office here in Central Florida, and you always knew who the adjusters were and all that. Then they've moved everything out of here. So now they're like in Dallas, they're in Cincinnati, they're in Los Angeles. You have no idea where these people are, and you're not dealing with the same people over and over again. And
that's a disadvantage because I would think that back in the day when it was a little bit more personal, you'd walk in and it's almost like that whole Wile E. Coyote thing where you click in and there's a sheepdog. You just sit down and go, look, Bob, your guy's guilty. Okay. I mean, I know. Now,
it's kind of like getting insurance. I mean, it used to be that you went to your local agent and made an appointment and sat down and talked about what vehicle you drove and what your needs are. And now you have to assume.
Check a box and hope you don't do the wrong one.
And assume that you're doing the right thing only to find out, God forbid, that you didn't. Yep. But there's no person-to-person guidance anymore.
It's different. There are insurance agents, but I don't know how much help they are. I mean, they're in the business to make money.
Right.
Let me ask you. So if you're the adjuster,
right,
you're taking direction from somebody higher than you, right?
Absolutely.
When you're making decisions at the $100,000 level, I'm guessing that Bob, who's pulling down, 50, 60 grand a year as an adjuster, is not making multiple $100,000 deals for State Farm or whomever, right?
Right.
So with that said, do they ever, is there any recourse for these people who make these decisions that cost the insurance company money? I mean, do they get in trouble, or is this just the algorithm that the company has decided that makes money in the long run?
Well, that's an internal thing that I don't know the answer to, but I assume that somebody higher up in this particular case had the opportunity to look at it also, and or maybe they missed it. Maybe the adjuster just missed the time demand, and we never knew what happened in this case, but we gave them plenty of opportunities in this particular case where they shouldn't have missed it. And certainly their lawyers from South Florida had plenty of opportunity to look at everything and make the right decision. But, they're billing by the hour, and they thought they had a case that they could defend where they could argue that our person was at fault. And it really didn't work out that way. And they jeopardized the person that they represent that bought the insurance from the company, because we could have got a huge judgment against this person. And he would have said to this insurance company, hey, it's your fault, not my fault.
Right, because I was about to ask, this goes back to that thing where in that bad faith scenario, that their own client could have turned around and had an action against them as well, right? Because they didn't act in the best possible faith.
Yeah, that's what bad faith is about.
Yeah.
And the problem now is the law changed. So now you have to give them 90 days and give them everything they possibly might need. And we're seeing games where they say, oh, I want this, I want that, things that are irrelevant and don't mean anything, just to keep prolonging stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be when somebody came in and had a very serious injury, we can get that case settled fairly quickly, very quickly. And now there's no incentive for them to settle it very quickly, because they know when they get everything, they still got 90 days.
Makes me hotter than a jacuzzi in the summer.
Yeah, and then people who are very seriously injured, 90 days is a lifetime for them. Yeah, out of money, can't work. It's a mess.
Let me ask: is Mary a professional? Was she a professional?
She worked for an accounting office.
Right, yeah.
She worked for an accounting office.
She was married.
Married, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So that's what bad faith law is. The insurance companies have to act in good faith. If they don't, they could be on the hook for even more than the insurance that the person has.
All right, 407-916-1041. Talking to Glenn Klausman from Klausman Law.
No, this case kind of really illustrates for me personally when you talk about those intangible things, that juries can sometimes struggle with: pain and suffering, loss of enjoyment in life. When you think about a young woman in her mid-30s, she's a new mother, right? Her kids are finally out of the infant stage. You get to go places, do fun things.
You don't want her in front of a jury.
And just like that.
Very formative
Just like
years.
that.
Very formative years. Yeah, I'd love her in front of a jury. I wouldn't be so happy with you, but I'd love her in front of a jury.
Well, yeah, I mean,
No, I'm talking about you. The state or whoever the insurance company was does not want Mary in front of a jury.
No.
They don't want you asking Mary about her life and what she's having to give up because of her neck injury.
Or
now.
her husband, who's had to take over childcare because she can't now. I mean, the entire paradigm of their family has changed with
And I'm
this
talking
accident.
about, I want Deborah on the jury. That's what I'm talking about.
He's not getting any sympathy out of putting Jimmy on this stand.
What about me? I'm curious. Would I be like a good witness?
Good for
Yeah, I
sympathy,
think you
right?
would listen and be empathetic to people.
Who would out of all of us? Who would be the worst? Would it be me? I would be the worst juror. You'd have to convince me of something with my big heart, Glenn. Is that what you're saying?
Big heart.
My giant heart is pouring out, Glenn.
I don't know. What's everybody else think? I mean, you know them better than I do. You're here every day with them.
I've known you longer than I've known half these people. Are you
Yeah,
crazy?
but they,
get out of here.
Live with you.
Glenn, we have a question from the text service at 77031. They said, how does insurance work when it's a one-car accident, a.k.a. a hit and run? And this person says, I have uninsured motorist coverage, but it was a hit and run. So what are his
That's
options?
what you need uninsured motorist coverage for. That's where your uninsured motorist coverage kicks in.
There you go, sir.
That's why you need it.
How about this text? This one scares me.
Great.
77031. I just called my insurance and asked to add uninsured coverage, and they asked, why would you want that?
Oh, yeah.
What should I do?
Yeah.
That's what they're asking. What should they do,
What
Glenn?
should they do? They should look around for a good insurance company.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, can you imagine an insurance company saying, well, why would you want uninsured motorist coverage when you live in Florida?
If the agent doesn't know, then the agent's not looking out for your best interest. That's the problem. If you say to an agent, I want uninsured motorist coverage added to my policy, and the agent turns around and says to you, well, why would you want that?
Yeah.
You need another agent.
He gives you the Scooby-Doo, huh?
Thought that was more of a Tim Allen noise.
Yeah, it
from
could
Jim.
be. Yeah, you're right, could be. Well, Glenn, as always, it's good seeing you, buddy.
Great seeing you. Great seeing you. We need to get together again soon, all of
Yeah,
us.
I was going to say, before the weather gets nasty, we need to get together. I mean, we're going to do it at your house again. I mean,
Yeah,
you're dominating this thing. I wanted to have it at my house. You won't travel.
I've been to your house.
I know, but you won't come out there for dinner. We've said we want to throw dinner. You come out
Because
there
it's
one
like
time.
the backwoods, dude. You
I
always
know.
get into the wrong driveway and the banjo music starts.
Yeah,
and someone
And they're putting a new roof on my house right now.
Are they really?
Yeah,
when was-
that's another story where the insurance, there's nothing wrong with my roof,
Deb.
but I can't get insurance coverage, homeowners insurance coverage. They're all making me put a new roof on.
Jack, when was our when were we supposed to go over to Jim's with Glenn? This is breaking news to me.
No, you just hold on for a second.
Woke news was earlier.
Hold
My
on for a
heart's
second.
so big.
Wait a minute, Glenn.
Look how big my heart is.
Oh, my God.
Did he really invite you over for dinner at his house and didn't tell the rest of us?
What I said clearly at the last gathering that we all had was, this isn't fair to Glenn and Shelley that we do it at their house all the time because we're in there. I'm breaking stuff. Deb's drinking all the good liquor. Ross is leaving early. Jack is wandering around the property taking pictures of all the expensive stuff. So he's casing the joint. I said, we could come to my house and let me make dinner one time. You guys are always putting yourself out.
It's not putting us out, and we have so much liquor that we don't drink. So, and I always try to get the good stuff for you all.
Yeah, I appreciate
It's
that, too, by
funny.
the way.
Yeah.
All of those things happened, but it was Jimmy doing all of that.
I
Come on,
know,
it wasn't even close to
exactly.
me.
Yeah, that was like this gathering was like 2 years ago.
And by the way, Jimmy, I couldn't get to the good booze because you broke the damn cork.
Yeah.
Remember that?
It was a
Yeah,
clever
man.
ploy to get into it.
But you can make food and bring it over.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'll make food and bring it over.
You can cater
And I heard
it.
you were going to do a vegetarian Napoleon or something for
Olivia.
Yeah.
You like that? You like the way that sounds?
Yeah,
All right,
it
we'll do
sounded
that.
great. Sounded
All right.
great.
Well, you get your roof put on and give us a
All right.
date, and we'll make it happen.
All right,
You
great,
guys give
great.
it up good and loud for Mr. Glenn Clausman. Hey, remember, if you have any issue at all with your insurance, if you've been in an accident, call Glenn. He picks his cell phone up like a real person he does. This is no joke. He actually picked it up during a deposition a couple weeks ago to give somebody advice on another attorney. It wasn't even a case that he took. So he actually likes doing that. When you hear him say he likes helping people out, that's as genuine as it gets. Again, that's Clausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law. Call him at 407-917-1718, ClausmanLaw.com. Good seeing you, big dog.
Thanks. Great seeing
You
you.
got it. All right.
Yay.
407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. That was terrible, by the way, guys. Get it together. Much better.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Drivers in the Orlando area can expect heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon as you travel east and westbound between Michigan Street and South Street. Heavy delays reported between 192 and the 429. Looking at a slow ride in the usual spots up and down Florida's Turnpike as well in the Kissimmee area as well as near the Oakland Exchange exit. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
All right, take a look at your mortgage application or your refinance. Now, there are 14 different fees that can show up on that loan estimate that are going to go directly to your lender. Do you know? Don't worry if you don't, because that mortgage guy Don does. He reads these all day long. And with his expertise and personalized approach, he's going to guide you through every single step, ensuring you get the best mortgage for your needs. Do what I did. Take the fear out of home buying and trust that mortgage guy Don and his experience and expertise to help you achieve your dream of homeownership. It's plain and simple. No spam, no hassle. Just peace of mind at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the Players' Championship, March 12th through 17th in Ponte Vedra Beach. Invite your friends and family to enjoy the ultimate fan experience with front row access to the PGA Tour's best players at the iconic Stadium Course. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
Joy, love, heartache, life. Everything we've been wanting to see on a Broadway stage is here. Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill is Broadway's Tony and Grammy Award-winning musical. The New York Times calls it redemptive, rousing, and real. You live, you learn, you remember what it's like to feel truly human at Jagged Little Pill.
Coming to Dr. Phillips Center March 19th through the 24th. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org.
Online on our entire line. Car buying can be positive, fast, and simple. Shop by payment to stay on budget and value your trade-in 10 seconds or less. Ready for your best buying experience? Stop by DeLand Nissan today.
Game-bred bare-knuckle MMA fans, the time is now! March 2nd, Orlando, Florida, live at the Kia Center with a historic main event. Junior Dos Santos. He's got to get out. Junior Dos Santos has knocked out the Black Beast. And Dos Santos is the victor. Versus Allen, the Talent Belcher, Orlando, Florida, March 2nd. Get your tickets right now at Ticketmaster.com.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on Made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by Circle K and your local Ford dealers. Get your $10 savings coupon from participating Ford dealers. Restrictions may apply. See savings coupon for details. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. You have to see it live, so don't miss it.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
Paid for by government.com.
The 1878 to 1921 Morgan Silver Dollar, a true American classic and one of the most iconic silver dollar coins in history. It's been 100 years since the last Morgan Silver Dollar coin was struck for circulation, and now, for a limited time only, full pound bags of original U.S. government-struck Morgan dollars are being released to the public. That's right, you can own a full pound of 1878 to 1921 classic American Morgan Silver Dollar coins, all in very good collector condition with fully visible dates points, and mint marks. Guaranteed. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure collector-grade U.S. Morgan silver dollars by the pound, struck during the Wild West and the Gilded Age. Plus, receive a bonus American Collector's Pack valued at over $25, free with every order. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of Morgan silver dollar coins before they are gone. 1-800-529-6468. That's 1-800-529-6468.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going any.
Go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Well, it's Cowboy, and I'm a big Orlando City fan. I got a nephew, Jim. We've played golf. Ross, we've had a laugh or two. Can't wait to play some more golf and watch some Orlando City with Jack. It'd be great to meet you, dog. We'll drink a few drinks and have a great time.
That isn't meeting the queen in a bear suit.
Well, it's no drug trafficker and hiring prostitutes to play cards with your friends.
If that's true.
It might be a safer evening.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
I'm not ruling anything out.
Exactly.
You know, I got to go home, and my wife is also going to be there.
right.
She's like, no.
All right.
Live on the edge.
916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Hope you had a really good day at work as you're climbing into your vehicle to head home.
Oh, put those windows down.
Way down. Way down.
What a beautiful
Turn
day
us
today.
up. Fire up a big fat Barb Marley. I'm joking. Don't do
Okay.
Well,
Really?
I'll say it. Yeah, do it.
that. All right.
Yeah, man, that's
All right,
fine.
welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. And Ross as well.
It's a different time, dude.
It is a different time.
Doctors are prescribing it.
It is a different time, isn't it?
It's a whole different thing.
All right, so I'll explain my situation. Speaking of doctors,
Nice.
I don't want to say who this is or even what kind of doctor it is. But
doctor.
I'm sorry?
Butt doctor.
It is not a butt doctor.
It's
Well,
a-
I can't say. I'm not going to say it's not a butt doctor. I don't want to rule anything out.
Oh, but you just did, so sounds like it's a butt doctor.
Not a butt doctor.
Yeah. Definitely not a butt doctor. Made an appointment this morning to go to said doctor, only to find out that the appointment was a mistake.
Is this the second time you have shown up either a month too early or a month too late?
This is not on me this time. And actually, to be honest with you, this happened with this very same office about 6 months ago. And the problem is, and I explained to them, guys, look, I have to drive 40 minutes to get here. 40 minutes. It changes my entire day to have to leave and get ready to leave early enough to make it to this appointment on time. And I walk in today and they went, oops, this was supposed to be in April. And I was like, I was like, oh man, come on. Come on. And it's not like we just met. We've been doing this for a long time. Like, my schedule, exactly, it's a small office, exactly what I'm doing here. And it was really frustrating. And the thing that's so frustrating about it, I think, is I have been doing business with them for so long. And it's like one of those things where you're like, how much, even if you like the office, how much do you take? It's on the surface, it doesn't seem like a big deal.
Is it
but
one mistake?
No, this is the third time this has happened.
But all three on them?
All three on them, buddy.
Oh,
all three on them.
Yeah. Come on.
No.
You can find a new liver spot doctor.
But how is your rapport with the doctor? Is it one that it's like...
No, we're fine.
Okay,
we're fine.
So it's not that good of a rapport that you're like, yeah, I want to do this a fourth time.
Well, nah, and again, it is far. We've actually thought about changing offices to begin with just because it's so far away. But we decided not to because of we'd known him for a while.
He's
so
familiar with the mechanics.
He's familiar with the mechanics.
You don't have to show something for the first time all over.
Oh, he's a wiener doctor.
No, it's not who even has one of those?
Dude, those
They're called
exist.
urologists.
Yeah, I know. I don't have a urologist yet. I'm not saying I won't have one. But
Didn't you get snipped?
Yeah, I've been snipped.
Well, that's by a
Oh,
urologist.
but let me tell you something, buddy. This was iHeart Insurance snipped. If you remember that story, remember?
I do. You had the Navy guy.
Yeah, he had the inchworm trying to get back home.
My God almighty.
Oh, you pass out on me.
I want to go back home.
Yeah, when a doctor wipes a part of you onto your napkin.
Yeah,
You know,
don't
the
like
one
that.
that's strapped to your neck, and then that thing starts doing the Macarena.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right, yeah. And then he starts chastising you for being upset about it. He goes, "You ain't gonna pass out, are you?" This guy's got a knife to my sack.
Yeah, it's a real Saving Privates Ryan
It is
kind of thing.
This guy has a knife to my sack, asking me, "Oh, P-word, you gonna pass out on me?"
Yeah.
There are plenty of ED doctors
Right,
out
right.
there, bud.
And then he
Saving
waves
Privates Ryan.
And then he waves a straight up military tunnel level ammonia inhalant in front of me.
All right,
That thing would have woken an elephant up.
All right, let me see your Normandy. Oh, look at that.
You drove there 3 separate times by a mistake scheduling on them.
Yes.
That's that's no good.
No good. With all that time. And the thing is
40 minutes each way.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I can't go back. Like, you remember, when I leave my house, I don't leave to come back because it's
I get that.
It's an hour and a half round trip. So when I'm in town, I'm in town. It just so turns out that the appointment was late enough where
it's
where
4.5
it was okay.
hours they stole from you.
Yeah.
More doors closer to that doctor's office than your house.
Yeah.
Find a new pimple popper.
I think people in the texting service are saying maybe it's time to change offices. And I actually texted that to my wife today. I said, think maybe it's time to change offices.
It's baseball rules, man. 3 strikes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now, look, and being completely transparent, there are a number of times in the past that I would have either changed appointments at the last minute because of a responsibility or something like that. I've done that a couple times as well. So I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect in this situation. But
So then what's the score? Is it 3-3?
No,
Is it
dude,
3-2?
it's not even close. And by the way, I'm the customer.
So
it doesn't. I'm the customer. So, and I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I'm the customer. And by the way, these were all verified by them by text confirmation. So it was like one of those things where, like, come on, man.
Internet saying that this is stereotypical of butt doctors.
Okay, so it's not a butt doctor. Why is it so important? Why is it so important what doctor it is?
But it's not.
We want to know what makes you tick and what's wrong with you.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with me. You know better than that. Life Imaging told me my story. This
Yeah.
is just maintenance
there's
stuff.
something in there.
This maintenance stuff. It's just a hair, Dr. Jack. I'm trying to get some hair growth. I'm going to grow a little Gerbit patch right here.
I forgot
I want to grow just enough to cover up my liver spots.
No. You have to grow a little patch right in the forehead, right in the middle.
That's called the Gerber.
And then have it match a flavor saver on your chin.
Too good.
Yeah.
That's too good.
Right? Come on.
So you look like a semicolon. Or like
See, it is a butt doctor.
Hey, this guy's coming at me with a partial list. All right, 407 916 1041. So I want to go back to that thing I was talking about earlier. That's the question of the day.
I like this one.
Do you feel trapped inside your own body? And I have to tell you, you're the reason I thought of this.
Yeah.
It's not me, because I do get that a lot, being gruff and stuff, and I'm really not. But this was all brought on by the review that I left for Moulin Rouge on my Facebook page. An old buddy of mine from high school said, "Oh, check you out. You know, who would have thought a guy from P-Town would be giving theater reviews?" And I also replied, "Who'd have thought?" But it did kind of like, you have that perception of somebody when you see them of what they would be like or what they're like. And I think you fit this more than anybody. The number one thing when you started working on the show, people were like, what's up with that guy? All he talks about is getting high. Is he really that way? And I'm like, yeah, he's a little goofy, but he's also like into jazz, and he's also a World War II kind of, not an expert, but he really knows a lot about that stuff. And he has a lot of really diverse interests, and he's not as... He really doesn't look like what he is.
I've been known to go to a snarky puppy concert or two. I've been known to, it's honestly, this might be the first and only time that I will find myself uncomfortable on air on this topic.
Okay.
Because it's absolutely something, I think it's the stereotype of a little brother, right?
Well, with you, I'll give you an example. Jack brought this up the other day. There was a situation here recently where there was somebody here, and they were saying, hey, your wife can make that. Your wife will make that decision or whatever, something like that, as if to say that your wife was automatically, because of the way you look and roll, that your wife in your relationship is automatically the responsible one, and that hey, we'll talk to her about that stuff because that doesn't seem to be up your lane. When in reality, it's you do take care of all that stuff.
She does plenty.
No, I get
and
that.
we all have our strengths and weaknesses, but I also take responsibility for not communicating that side to me as well, because it might have been
that serious side.
That serious side, because I'm pursuing entertainment. I honestly, there's no better high that I have experienced than making the 100 or so people in a comedy club laugh at something that you thought of, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that's what I pursued. But at the same time, there was an actual human being who was not a comedian,
Right, yeah.
who was also growing, but was never really coming out until I was by myself.
Right. And I would think, the funny thing is when I thought about the crew here and how this applies to us as people, I thought my situation was unique because of, the resting a-hole face thing that we talk about on the air all the time. But Jack was the hardest one to nail down on this. Like, I don't think you deal with this at all, do you?
Oh, I think he does.
Do you? Do you think that you're trapped? Do you have a part of you that you feel trapped inside that? And I'm not saying, you obviously know that I have great respect for you. This is inside that dad bod, inside of that dad facade that you have, is there? I mean, do you feel part of you is trapped inside that personality, and you feel that maybe you can't show people the side of you that doesn't fit this perception of you?
Okay, Deb's laugh scares me.
Ominous. You know what's scarier? That wasn't Deb laughing.
That was the universe reacting.
That's just the local ghoul.
I don't think so, and I think it's something that's changed probably since I moved into management 10 years ago, where if it was just the on-air portion of me that people get to know, because that's more of a juvenile approach, more goofy, so I think the management side of it and getting known on that front, I think is kind of level, as kind of balanced out the scale there.
It did a little bit, but it's interesting though. When you made it into management, and I would talk to Jim Phillips, who worked here for years, who was, I think, is it safe to say was your mentor?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. That Jim said that your personality changed a little bit when you became management, because you had to kind of take on a different persona to do the job and have the respect from the people that are around here to listen to you as a leader in the office. Yeah. And it changed your personality a little bit. I mean, he didn't say it was good or bad. He just said it did.
I talk less.
Yeah.
Really, I talk less because it was just,
talking more gives you more work.
Yeah, you know what? It does.
Yeah.
No, but listen more, and then you have to interact with more people, so you want to understand them better, and you understand them by listening.
Yeah.
So it was less talking, more listening, and just trying to interact at a different level with people.
Yeah. By the way, I would love to take some calls on this next segment. 407-916-1041. Do you feel like you're trapped inside your body, like your body doesn't really reflect to somebody who's met you once or twice who you really are, or maybe a part of you? And I saved you for last because I think you fit this the least. Like, I think that you may be the easiest to figure out because you really don't mask yourself all that much. Well, from what I understand, I mean,
or maybe she's so good at it.
Yeah, but I sit in here with you all the day. We have conversations all the time. You and I are great friends.
Oh,
but I didn't feel that. Like, I feel like I know you pretty well. Like, I don't feel that there's a lot that you hide back there. Is that not true?
See, what's interesting is that a lot of times the conversations that we have is more you conversing, me asking you questions. Because if I ask you questions, then you don't have time to ask me.
Okay, hit me with that again.
Okay, so when we're in here conversing, right, we're talking about all kinds of different things.
All right.
More often than not, I will ask you the question and get you talking on something so that you won't have time to ask me. And by the way, this is a trick that the depressed people or whatever, this is how you hide. Jimmy,
wow.
This is how you hide. All I have to do is ask about you. And by the time you're done talking, you never even think to ask about me. And it works every single day.
I know you feel like you just took a shot right there.
Yeah.
No.
For one thing, let me do two things before we go further. Okay, first things first. Hate how true that is. Second thing, really hate how true that is.
It works.
All right, 407-916.
I am a much deeper lake than you guys have. Look, to me, I am
you
a
should
cat.
share more.
No, listen. To you guys, I have 2 cats. I never leave my house, and I do miniatures. That's the layer that I'm at. I know that. But I'm a much deeper lake than that. But I don't.
Really? Let's think if there's anything else we know about Deb. That's a really good point.
Well, listen, I'm never answering a question of yours again. Never, ever. Until you give something up, it ain't happening. All right, 407-916-1041. Do you feel trapped in your body? I would love to hear from you guys. Are you who people think you are? All right, we'll do that next.
This is Real Radio 104.1 on your phone with the iHeartRadio app and on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Drivers in the Orlando area can expect heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon as you travel east and westbound between Michigan Street and South Street. Heavy delays reported between 192 and the 429. Looking at a slow ride in the usual spots up and down Florida's Turnpike as well in the Kissimmee area as well as near the Oakland Exchange exit. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. Jim just talked about it. You can vote. It's in our YouTube chat. You go to YouTube, it's search Jim Colbert Show. Boom. Join there, follow us, subscribe to the channel, please. And then also take part in that question of the day. We love talking about the results at the end of the program. It's brought to you by the Home Builders Network. For years, you heard us talking about Mike and his great team at the Home Builders Network. This is who you need to reach out to when you need a new roof, new windows, or even doors. The Home Builders Network was nominated by Orlando's Best for Best Windows and Doors at the end of last year. Reach out to Mike, the home builder, and his team of pros. They put a new roof on my home just 1 year ago. Absolutely fantastic job. Great quality, great installation, excellent service, all at a fair price. Go to hbnusa.com. It's the Home Builders Network. That's hbnusa.com. Use someone local and someone you can trust.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Temron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on Made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life. My
wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Paid for by government.com.
The 1878 to 1921 Morgan silver dollar, a true American classic and one of the most iconic silver dollar coins in history. It's been 100 years since the last Morgan silver dollar coin was struck for circulation, and now, for a limited time only, full pound bags of original U.S. government struck Morgan dollars are being released to the public. That's right, you can own a full pound of 1878 to 1921 classic American Morgan silver dollar coins, all in very good collector condition with fully visible dates and mint marks, guaranteed. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure collector-grade U.S. Morgan silver dollars by the pound, struck during the Wild West and the Gilded Age. Plus, receive a bonus American Collector's Pack valued at over $25, free with every order. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of Morgan silver dollar coins before they are gone. 1-800-529-6468. That's 1-800-529-6468.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Hey, Colbert Show, it's Brianna. Jack, as a Miami Dolphin fan, I have found myself under a lot of heat lately to become an inner Miami fan. And honestly, I just think that's very messy. I don't really want to get involved. But I think with your hospitality and Ross and Sabrina on the field, and me watching this live, I think I could really be pushed to be an Orlando City fan, die hard, for the rest of my life.
All right.
Just saying. Pressure's on you, not me. Ha.
Wow, great job, Brianna.
Yeah, there you go.
That was awesome. Yeah, very messy.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Well, nobody wanted to call and talk about our thing there. Nobody's really interested in telling people who they really are. I'll just keep this mask on. Well, they're following Deb's lead.
Yeah, I mean, you're going ahead and saying, like, hey, do people have a wrong idea of you? Call in and talk about it. And, you know, that's almost like a paradox of a question.
But really, to be honest with you, though, it's almost therapeutic, right? Like, I mean, if you think people have a preconceived, like, you understand that. You understand that people on first look have a preconceived notion of who and what you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about.
I think it's a wonderful topic, and I also think everybody to a certain degree feels this way, inevitably, at some point in your life.
You feel misunderstood. Isn't that what fuels teen angst? My parents just don't get me. No one really understands who I really am.
Yeah.
They don't get me.
Brokeback.
And then you listen to Make Damn Sure, and you're like, oh, God, sing it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You're 16, you're like, I don't know why these feelings are happening. It's because you were growing at an alarming rate.
Right.
But even as an adult, adults, one of my concrete beliefs is that we are creatures of our surroundings. That's like 101 Ross. What do I believe in? It's that you are a creature of your surroundings. And what I mean by that is like as broad as it possibly can have a definition. Whenever you are around different people, you might go, wow, I don't usually act like that.
Right.
And then you're with a different set of people and like, man, that's just a different vibe. And then all of a sudden you start realizing that I think everybody to a certain degree has multiple personalities, because I'm not going to talk to my friend the same way I talk to my mom, or I know that's an extreme example, but it's the same way I'm not going to talk to this cousin the same way I talk to this cousin.
Right.
And now, am I a different person? Do you ever catch yourself agreeing with somebody even though you didn't ask yourself what you really believed in?
There's a car commercial actually right now where, the woman driving, but there's 3 other passengers, and they're all her.
Yeah.
And it talks about, that this vehicle meets all of your needs for all of you. For the business person,
That's a good idea.
for the gym rat, for the party girl. So yeah, absolutely. I think, and that's part of that compartmentalizing our human experience, right?
Yeah, sure it is.
So what's safe and what environment to be which person in some cases. And of course, the more extreme or severe your circumstances, the more, necessary that kind of masking may be.
Yeah, the funny thing is it's weird about me. I never really had that gear where I talk to people differently. And I think Jack can attest to this. Like Jack used to get nervous about how I talk to management in the building. Didn't you? I mean, didn't you used to marvel at like how I would have I wouldn't talk to people in the building like they were directors or like I just talked to them like I would talk to anybody else.
I think I'd more marvel how you talk to women using terms like you would be reserved for guys.
Oh,
like hey man, hey dude.
Like same thing. I got you,
Hey,
Jay.
buddy.
I said that today to
Hey, buddy.
two of our sales reps, 2 of my favorite reps in the building. I said, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah, see, now I use buddy, but buddy and pal, but I use that, either sex there.
Yeah, that's
any of the sex.
Well, is pal unisex? Pal's not unisex. Buddy, oof. I think buddy could be unisex.
Gal
I think
pal?
oh yeah.
No, those are dudes.
Those are both dudes?
Yeah. Hey, friend.
Yeah, friend. You've noticed I've done that a little bit. Hey, friend. It sounds kind of dopey. Sounds very hidely-ho, nedly.
Well, I do friends, folks. I do folks like in my email because
all the time.
I can't say guys.
Oh my God.
Hey guys.
Hey, but it's so much better than not having that corporate. Hey, team.
Yeah, I didn't want team. Yeah. Or crew. So I'm like, I just folks. Hey, folks.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
My favorite
That's a
is
good one.
My favorite's fam.
Fam?
Yeah.
Hey, fam.
Dan Stone was the first person I ever heard say that because he did a promo.
Yeah.
Did, what's up, fam?
Yeah.
I was like, I like that. It's kind of cool.
Keep me use it. Rock it.
No, I can't. I don't think I can do that.
You can do it.
I can say fam.
You listen. You say anything with enough confidence, and you know that it's your way of doing it. You can get away with any vernacular vocabulary.
All right, 407-916-1041. I see Chad what he's calling about, and really this kind of fits it, right?
This kind of fits it. Just a very, I would say, dramatic example,
All right,
possibly.
very good. Hey, Chad,
Wow.
how you doing? Welcome to the show, buddy.
Good. How you doing?
Good, brother.
This kind of fits the bill. From the age of 25 from a car accident, I got involved with prescription medication and also, dabbled in marijuana and all that stuff growing up. But I was always like life of the party and no knucklehead, goofing off, surfing, that nature. But in my late 40s, I decided to put myself into a detox because I just couldn't do it alone and actually seek the help that everybody says works. And it has. I've got 8 years, January 7th.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, bud.
Thank you. A lot to do with the woman I met. But, the narrative on it, I just refuse to go back home because each time I go back, the people just can't believe that I actually did good for myself and changed my life. And they expect to see the old person that they used to know that really wasn't myself because there were a lot of mental health issues that I hid by using after the fact of the car accident. And that's why I kept going. So it was difficult to be around the same people that knew me as one person and kind of couldn't accept me that I changed my life and I was a different person, that I almost felt like imposter syndrome being around those people that I had changed.
Isn't that wild? But I mean, when they really should be applauding you, that you really kind of broke that mold and really broke that stereotype. All they want to do is continuously question your motive there.
Absolutely. They kept on trying to pass things off or say, here, I'll give this, and just tried to destroy what I accomplished instead of being accepting into the changes that I made. And for that reason, I just haven't gone back home and refused to. After the one visit, I just refused to go back there and started a new life up here in North Florida.
I've heard that happening before, like when someone gets a lot of success and they try to go back to the old neighborhood with the kids that they kicked it with, that understood what it meant to grow up eating government cheese, being raised by a single parent. But you go back with some success, doesn't even have to be a lot of success, and the first thing you're going to see is resentment.
They don't want to hear that.
Like, how dare you? Exactly. They don't want to hear your success because they're not there.
When.
Exactly. You're not any better than me.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly. And it's funny because as an addict, you never want to accept all those things that they say, like change the people, change the surroundings. And you're like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about until you actually listen to what they're saying and shut up and then actually practice what they're saying. And you're like, wow, there might be somebody smarter than me.
Yeah. When you walk in, it's like, oh, it's Keg Stand Kev.
Right.
You know, and everybody's like high five, and he's like, no, guys, I have a degree now. I have an accounting firm.
Right, exactly.
No, come on, Kev. Keg Stand.
Right.
Take it back the way the old days.
Exactly.
All right, man. Thanks for your call, buddy. I appreciate it very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah, you might not have friends here in Central Florida that go ahead and celebrate his wins, but he's got a radio station down here in Central Florida that started off with, hey, congrats.
Exactly.
Maybe that's sometimes all you need.
Yeah, really, man.
Gotta help.
I thought, Jim, your ranking was very interesting of like, who do you think is the most...
on the show here?
Yeah, right? And you had Deb as like the most organic. And then I thought that was interesting because Deb would be the most mysterious or most...
protected? Veiled?
Veiled, yeah. Veiled to me.
Really?
Absolutely.
And I guess maybe because...
You pay attention.
Well, maybe I've also tried.
But it's also... you sit in the room with Jack, and, I mean, would you think that you had a better assessment of who he was? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, inevitably, but that's because we have the opportunity of, and I hate it. I think you guys know my opinion about just, I hate knowing that 99% of the times that you and I, Jim, have interacted, same thing with Deb, have been with microphones.
Yeah.
So I think it's gotten to a point, especially, and that's also to a certain extent with Jack, but way less because we spend our breaks with each other.
Same here with us.
And then you splash in the fact that sometimes I'll go in that room, and what does Jim say to me? What do you want? Shut up, get out.
No, come on.
Now you know how
I don't say shut up.
How I feel when I have to host.
So
and I sit in this room by myself and I look over and Jack and Ross are sharing grapes.
Oh, yeah.
They're laughing.
High-fiving and laughing.
They're high-fiving.
Giving each other...
They're having fart contests.
Giving
and
each
I just
other...
sit over here watching.
Breast exams.
And just to spoon feed that image,
not wrong.
Jack and I are feeding each other grapes like Greek gods.
Exactly.
It's what you're feeding him with.
Yeah.
That's really a little shocking.
So I know that that's the opportunity, but I also, so my ranking would go Deb the most in the shadows. I have no idea. And honestly, part of me has kind of stopped trying.
Always keep trying. I just never know when you're trying.
There was one time when I told you.
Your connection isn't so great after all, huh?
There was one time that, and I guess I'll bring this up because there is the most comfortable we get with talking to each other is that there was one time when I told you, I said, listen, this is the best it looks like for me trying to communicate and finding out where you are on this. I forgot what specific topic. And then after that, I was like, all right, that's my last. I have nothing else.
Well, at one point, here's the thing. She doesn't really owe you any of that, right?
Well,
she doesn't really owe you anything about her personal life that she doesn't really want you to know. I mean, I think that goes with any of us. I mean, or anybody you encounter. They don't really owe you any more of their personal life than they really are comfortable with you knowing.
He wasn't even asking about that, actually.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I was.
There was a feeling about, I can remember the moment. Honestly, I was shocked. I was shocked by those words from Ross.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was. Because I know for he and I at the beginning of the show, even though I'd been in radio, this station is a unicorn.
Right.
So in the beginning, Ross and I were the giddy little kids. We were the outsiders looking in. So that was our bond from the very beginning.
Right.
Like when we used to do the shows at your house, Ross and I would go have a cigarette in the driveway and be like, can you believe this is happening?
Yeah,
oh, my God. So
now we can blame vape. Now I vape.
And I don't get to spend as much time with him, but I do know, like in the beginning, I'd always had that fantasy myself that we would spend time hanging out outside of the show. But at the same time, sometimes preserving that energy for when we're on the air is so critically important.
Yeah, I think that's the toughest thing about this job, really. To be honest with you, and to be honest with you, this really mimics many offices. I mean, not to make this job any special, we just get to share with everybody. But I think this probably happens at a lot of offices where you just like, okay, I get along great in the office. We're not going camping next weekend together. It's better that we just keep this at a professional level because the more I know about somebody personally, maybe that'll creep into the office and it'll make things uncomfortable. And to be honest with you, my entire career, with the exception of a few years, I've handled it exactly that way. And the reason why is you just don't want to find out something about somebody that would change your perception of them as to not be able to work with them the same way as before.
Which is interesting because my experience has always been the opposite.
Really?
Like my morning show co-host, like when I was not at the first station, but at the second one, I mean, we were as thick as thieves.
I'll be damned.
As best of friends. He'd come over to my house. We'd sit and drink wine on the front porch. But I think it depends on the group of people and the dynamic and the show itself.
Yeah, Jack, did you have that with the file?
No. And that's why I think it's a hybrid that works. But because of what we do and how we actually talk about our real lives, but in an exaggerated form at times, because that's all part of the conversation, I think that time when we do get to hang out outside of here is helpful. In a bonding situation that's other than the typical structured work environment, but also to see different sides and to become more dynamic to each other in a format that we are interacting. So when we can kind of show a different side, I think it only helps the product as well as the relationship.
Because Ross doesn't know this, but I decided this today, that I'm going to be taking on the responsibility as Tia Deborah.
Yeah, it's Tia Deborah.
To make sure that his child is going to get to watch all of the best Pixar, Disney.
Oh,
how about that?
I mean, all those animated movies. He or she, we're going to watch Finding Nemo together. We're going to sing along to Moana.
Yeah, Tia's like a crazy Colombian aunt.
Tia is aunt, but yeah.
In this case, it applies.
Exactly. All you have to say is Colombian. Crazy is assumed.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I've already decided today, I'm like, they're going to be able to go out on a date night, and I'm going to be there watching Moana or all my favorite animated movies I'm going to be watching with as Tia Deborah.
It's funny because we talk about this stuff.
Hey, Ross, hope you're cool with that.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Obviously, you're talking about getting together. It's funny because companies really have to force employees to do that, don't they? Isn't that what these sales, what these getaways are, or these what do they call them? These team building exercises.
Oh yeah,
when they'll take the entire sales staff out, retreat or whatever. Yeah. That's the whole idea of that, right? Is they want that the company wants them to kind of form personal relationships so they don't like let each other down, or is that the? I mean, I know that they want them to focus more on their job, but don't they want more interaction personally?
The team building is more of a morale thing of having fun with each other, so it's not always that stressful back and forth work exchange where you can actually have good times with the people you're working with. The retreats are a different thing because that is actually, you're doing some fun stuff, but really it's kind of like what we used to call a tune-up for the station,
right?
But it's for the whole cluster where you're there in different work groups, but the ultimate goal is you are working towards ideas or bettering things at work.
And that's all fun until you find out Steve in accounting is afraid of water. Then it never stops for that guy.
They bake in the fun, too, to make it enjoyable. But
it's funny you bring that up, though, because my mom is on one of those team-building excursions today. Their office all, took a chartered bus out to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex.
Oh, damn, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. So a chance to have fun with your team, get away from the office, see a different view.
Yeah.
Different person.
Well, good conversation. Honestly, I just kind of thought of that today and it's a little surprising how it went, to be honest with you. I did not think it would be like this. Jack, real quick, everybody else gave their ranking. Who do you think is, like, how Ross just ranked it? Do you feel the same way? That Deb is the most mysterious?
Yes.
Yeah. How's it go from there? Ross?
No.
Who?
You? Yeah.
Me?
You.
Why?
That's a secret.
Because you've made it a secret.
Oh, God. Listen, you know everything about me.
I know a lot about you because we've known each other for 25 years.
Nice.
But also...
It's amazing the power that has.
But how Ross is a little more open with his feelings has really forced conversations.
What was that word?
Open with feelings.
Feelings.
Yeah.
It's a good place to start,
Jimmy. Is it really? What are those?
Ross is responsible for me telling more people I love them.
Oh, my God.
Including guys.
Don't say it.
I love you, Jim.
Don't you mother.
I love you.
407-916-1041. Texas, God.
I love you, Jimmy.
Do not do it.
I love you,
Jimmy. Do not do it.
I love you.
No, stop it.
I love you, Jimmy.
Oh, God, I love you guys, too. All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. We'll do trivia next.
Let's go, baby.
Cool stuff.
Let's go.
cool stuff to give away, including Monster Jam tickets and other stuff.
Believe in yourself.
I take it back.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Monster Jam and Orlando City soccer tickets coming up for grabs next.
Fell apart
for trivia.
TLC's doing their opening, so it'll be great. All right, back in a sec with trivia.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
The Magic will visit Cleveland tonight in their first game after the All-Star break. Orlando went into the break with wins in 6 of their last 8. Florida and Florida State are officially in the game, with both schools being featured in EA Sports' upcoming College Football 25 video game. And 15-year-old Charlie Wood's first attempt to qualify for a PGA Tour event fell short in a pre-qualifier today. Tiger's son shot 16 over. I'm Scott Davidson.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Man, here we go with RebathMidFLA.com. That is where you get the bathroom of your dreams. And if you do have one of those bathrooms in your home, and it doesn't matter which one, it could be the master bath, it could be the guest bath. But if it's that guest bathroom, you know what happens, man. It makes it so embarrassing to have friends or family over for special events. I know everybody's graduating right now, but in the fall, Thanksgiving will be here, and all those events, you got to go to your brother's, maybe your mom's, because your bathroom is so embarrassing. You just don't want to have anybody over, but that can change. Rebath of Mid-Florida can do that for you, man, and they can do it for you with incredible products. Natural stone like travertine and marble, all those beautiful colors, that's available. All those trendy things you see on television and in the magazines, they can do it. Daryl Payne just showed me the 2 bathrooms he got from Rebath. Amazing stuff. They control the entire job. Their employees. They do it in 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And the products you can even see beforehand. Just visit the showroom, 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. You can take their design team, your ideas, their products, and next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom. When they install it, you're all set. This happens every day with these guys. Log on today. Look at the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at RebathMidFLA.com.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way over appraised value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Committing to saving for 4 years of college can be stressful for families. Not to worry. Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. The reality is, most parents don't cover all of their child's college costs. A Florida Prepaid 1-year university plan lets you start small and add a year at a time as your budget allows. With the lowest prices in 10 years, plans now start at just $34 a month and are 100% risk-free, so you can never lose your investment. Plus, any amount you save today means less debt for them tomorrow. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Cheers to you, girl. I know you're excited about the new job.
Thanks so much.
Hey, is that my engagement ring you're wearing?
Don't be silly. Oh, wow. They are identical. How did that happen?
Don't tell me. He went to jail.
Yeah, yours too, I guess.
Wow.
Don't make her settle for one of those cookie cutter rings from the big corporate chain jewelry stores. At International Diamond Center, you can get her a stunning, one-of-a-kind designer ring, one that's as unique as she is. IDC has over 4,000 handcrafted rings from world-class designers like Tacori, Verragio, Henry Dossi, and others. These are designers that you'll never see in one of those mega corporate stores, but we have them starting at under $1,000. So, ladies, don't settle for ordinary. For a ring that will be yours and yours alone, make sure he goes to
International Diamond Center.
International Diamond Center with 4 convenient Orlando locations.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Tax time is the best time to get to Sutherland Nissan Orlando with huge savings on every new, certified, and pre-owned vehicle on the lot. We'll stretch your money further to get you more car for less money. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando today. Online at OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm Attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at faswd.com. That's faswd.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Okay, so I think I need your help. I went to a coma 12 years ago. I come out, the Jim Phillips Show is now the Jim Colbert Show, and apparently Orlando has a soccer team. I would love to find out about everything else that's changed in the last 12 years. Jack, you could fill me in on the terrace? That would be great. Thanks.
So sorry for your tragedy, by the way.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack has as well.
Hi there.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
All aboard!
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo. Look at Glack.
That's the sound of 4 tickets to Monster Jam in the sauce jar.
That's exactly what it sounds
right.
like.
Because I have 4 tickets to Monster Jam. Those were the tickets roaring. 4 tickets to Monster Jam Saturday, March 2nd at Camping World Stadium. Let me put my hand in this pantomimed jar and
Stir it up.
Yeah, I also have a beautiful pair of tickets to see the single greatest soccer team on the face of this planet, Orlando City versus some Canadian CF Montreal this Saturday at Inter and Co Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30. You'll see me hosting the game with Sabrina. It's going to be a blast. It's MLS season. Let's go! That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. If you've got a move coming up, call them. They can handle it. Local, long distance, residential, or commercial. I made a voice flub.
Good save.
Leaned into it.
So good.
Bravo. Leaned into
so
it.
Good. Can't even buzz that.
Can you tell I also watched Thelma and Louise this past weekend? If you mention the Jim Colbert Show, you're going to get a discount, sweetie. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Little click on that clickety-clack. Back to you.
Bank account low?
Hey.
All right, Rossi goes first.
Let's welcome Michelle.
Michelle there at the bottom. Michelle, how are you today?
I'm great. And you?
Oh, doing wonderful. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Oh, yes. I would. Definitely.
Let's do it then.
Want to play a game?
All right, Michelle, this is a very easy game. I have a question here for you. 4 answers. One of those answers is untrue. It's a lie. I made it up. If you can find that one, I will send you to the sauce jar and off to either the Monster Jam or to see Orlando City open up their season against Montreal. And, of course, it'll be the debut of Ross as the in-game host with our friend Sabrina. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. It's National Cook a Sweet Potato Day.
Oh, yum.
That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about sweet potatoes and 1 lie that got you in a yam.
Oh.
National sweet potato. That is very niche.
We all eat them, Ross. I don't need your lip. Here we go. It's very hard writing this after 5 years. I'm going to be honest with you.
Got you in a yam.
All right, here we go. Fun facts about sweet potatoes. Here we go. Number 1, a sweet potato isn't a tuber like a traditional potato. It's actually the storage root of a flower. Number 2,
tuber.
Sweet potatoes have more vitamin C than an orange and more vitamin A than cooked salmon. Number 3, Asia produces 90% of the world's sweet potato crop. Or lastly, sweet potatoes and yams aren't even distantly related. They are 2 completely different botanical families altogether. Which one of those is a lie?
Oh, I'm going to have to go with number 3.
No, that's true. Unfortunately, Asia produces 90% of the world's sweet potato crop.
Wow.
That is absolutely true.
Bye-bye.
Ross, who's next, buddy?
God, Jack, that was brutal, dude.
Yeah, that's the nice one of the group, remember?
Wait, yeah. I'm the only one who said goodbye. Jim just hung up on it.
Yeah, it's how you said it, Jack. We hate it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I didn't say bye, Felicia.
And then you put an L on your forehead and everything.
Oh, God. It's like a Weird Al video.
Yeah, it's odd. Let's welcome Robert.
Robert right there on line 3. Robert, how you doing?
Great, fantastic.
All right, buddy. Listen, we're talking about sweet potatoes here because we have the best trivia game in Orlando. Which one of these is a lie? Number 1, a sweet potato isn't a tuber like a traditional potato. It's actually the storage root of a flower. Number 2, sweet potatoes have more vitamin C than an orange and more vitamin A than cooked salmon. Or lastly, sweet potatoes and yams aren't even distantly related. They are in 2 completely different botanical families altogether. Which of those is a lie?
The third one.
No, the third one is absolutely true, buddy. Sweet potatoes and yams aren't even remotely related. They are in 2 completely different botanical families altogether. That is absolutely true.
I always thought they were the same thing. They're just called by different names.
100% thought the same thing. Ross, who's next?
Let's welcome Kevin.
Kevin there. Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
Good, sir. How are you?
All right, good, buddy. We're talking about sweet potatoes here. You got a 50-50 shot, Kev. Which one of these is a lie? Number 1.
I believe in you, Kevin.
A sweet potato isn't a tuber like a traditional potato. It's actually the storage root of a flower. Or lastly, sweet potatoes have more vitamin C than an orange and more vitamin A than cooked salmon.
I'm going to say number 1.
No, number 1 is absolutely true, dude.
Sorry, Kevin.
Absolutely true.
The puzzle master.
Sean, how are you, friend?
I'm doing pretty good. I think I know the answer.
Buddy, you're in what they call the catbird seat. You are going to have a choice of 2 pretty good weekend events here. Tell me if this is true or not. Sweet potatoes have more vitamin C than an orange and more vitamin A than cooked salmon.
Yeah, I think that's a fit.
That is false, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold. Enjoy your tickets, Sean, whichever you choose.
I still don't think he understood the rules.
Yeah, I don't either.
That one.
Yeah, that one. Vitamin A.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet potato isn't a tuber at all. It's actually the sweet potato vine will blossom like a flower, and it looks like a
like an air potato.
Is there a golden? What's a flower?
Like an orchid?
No, there's
bird of paradise.
No. It's a flower you would know immediately, and I'll look it up in a second. But it actually no. It's golden morning glory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's part of the morning glory family.
Nice.
It's a flower root, is what it is. The root that is the yam, or excuse me, the sweet potato holds all of the nutrients for the flower, and they rarely bloom. But when they do, they can be different styles. But it is a flower root.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. A few other things about sweet potatoes before we get over to Ross Thoughts. The sweet potato is the 6th essential food crop in the world, behind
rice,
flour.
That's wheat. We'll give you that one.
Okay. Broccoli?
I'm going to act like you didn't say that.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll say
coconuts.
pizza.
What'd you say?
Coconuts?
No, it's because we got to go.
Pineapples.
Rice,
Nuts.
wheat, corn, millet, and sorghum.
Millet and
I
sorghum.
was
yeah.
going to get sorghum. Just had to give me 10 more
By
seconds.
the way, the worst law firm in America, millet and sorghum. Some of the varieties of sweet potatoes have cool names like Beauregard, Kotobuki, Yellow Jersey, Jack.
Hey, let's go.
And Boniato, just to name a few.
Beauregard. will get you.
Beauregard.
Yeah,
That's the one I like. Oh, Beauregard.
Sweet potatoes have the same unique. Oh, excuse me. Sweet potatoes have the unique ability to pair with everything from lime to cinnamon. In the culinary world, this is a unicorn vegetable because it damn near goes with anything. You could put nuts, raisins, cinnamon, sugar, or you can sprinkle it with lime and chili pepper and cayenne, and it's just as good.
Oh,
they are very,
wow.
very versatile. What state do you think produces almost all of the sweet potatoes for the U.S.? What sweet potato?
I mean, Idaho?
It is not Idaho. I would have guessed the same thing, by the way.
California?
Not California. It's a really, can I tell you? This state is only known for one other crop, and that crop is not good for you.
Chicago. Illinois.
Vietnam.
Nebraska.
North Carolina.
North
Carolina grows the most sweet potatoes in the U.S. And then lastly here, do you or don't you refrigerate raw sweet potatoes?
You do not.
You know you do. You got to.
I'd say you don't.
You do not.
I knew that.
Refrigerate your raw sweet potatoes. Keep them in a bowl out and around, and they'll last forever.
I'm just going to chill here with the lead.
All right, thoughts quickly.
So it's time. This will be first of many Ross thoughts that is going to be about my wife's pregnancy. I mean, we've talked about it already before, but here comes all the little fun aspects of her being pregnant. Today, on the Pregnancy Ross Thoughts Chapter 1.
This is like the pregnancy journal.
This is the pregnancy journal. Let's talk about what hunkering she's getting when it comes to food-wise.
I was just thinking about that. She's saying she's eating and sleeping. I'm like, she's a vegan. She's eating nothing but healthy food.
And what's crazy is, I mean, when you get those cravings, usually they don't fall into it. Well, I can't have that.
Yeah.
They don't fall into that. So we'll find out what that is next.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535, and between Michigan Street and South Street. Looking at a crash affecting both north and southbound lanes on 1792 in Sanford, the left lanes are blocked in each direction at Monroe Road. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now to save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
Man, if you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you one thing. This is the best thing I ever did, ever. And more often than not, they're going to add they should have done it way sooner. That's exactly what my father-in-law said, 58 years old. He waited that long with terrible eyesight to make a move. And when he did, he literally made fun of himself for about a month because he should have done it way before that. Look, man, if you struggle with bad eyesight and it becomes like really cumbersome in your life, you don't have to deal with that. You understand there are answers. The Filatowski Eye Institute has some of them, and they're offering free LASIK consultations right now. That way you can see exactly what they can do for you. And it's so easy to make your appointment. Just do this. Simply text 1041 to the number 868686. That way you can start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. And if you're worried about experience, don't. These guys are the best. 65,000 LASIK procedures under their belt, and they use the latest state-of-the-art technology. Finances is a concern. Don't need to worry about that either. They have 24-month interest-free financing available as well. And again, it's a free LASIK consultation, and all you have to do is text 1041 to 868686. Schedule it today. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
If your garage has become a breeding ground for bugs and pests, it's time to call A1 Garage for service. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage for service today.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hi, Jimmy. This is Evil Eye. Who do you think I am? What do you think I am? And why do you think I am? But I love you.
Oh, God.
All of you.
Please stop. Please
Have
stop.
a great night.
No, I'm not now. You know. That's why you said that, because you know now that you said it, I'm not going to have a great night.
Have a great night.
What am I?
Who am I?
He's the great. He's fine.
Where am I?
He's the unofficial historian of real radio.
Yes, he is.
Look, man, the crazy thing is that guy has the archive of our life.
Yeah.
That guy you just heard literally has the archive of our life.
30 years of it.
Probably, if I had to guess, if I had to put the label on any one human being being the biggest real radio fan of all time, it would probably be him.
The guy that sounds like he puts on too much chapstick.
Well, he's just a good dude. He actually he runs a farm out there in Lake County, and he just basically has been in love with real radio forever. He supports us all the time. He's a good guy, bit of a weirdo, but he knows it.
And to give you an idea of how much Jim's onto something, I feel comfortable making that type of joke to one listener, and it's Evil.
Yeah, it's Evil.
Without a doubt.
He's the best, man. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Oh,
and Ross has some thoughts. Jack had too much syrup this morning or something.
Yeah.
Sugar high.
It's sugar-free.
It's weird.
Still creepy.
It's funny.
How do you manage to make
Sometimes.
sugar-free syrup creepy?
It's Ross.
It's a talent.
It is a
Spelled
talent.
like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
Not everyone can do that.
Follow that, bitch.
If you're just joining us, and I feel like, because radio people are in their car when they listen, sometimes I know as soon as I say this, there's going to be a text that says, I didn't know, congrats.
Oh, get used to that.
All right. So my wife is pregnant. I announced, I think, last week.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Time keeps going faster.
Now, who's the lucky dad?
Yeah, the lucky dad. We're a doll.
You have to do it. Sorry, you understand.
No, I will. Yes, and shout out to turkey basters. So what I'm trying to get at,
All right, very nice.
is one of the things that I have definitely been going through, and I say I've been going through, is just taking care of somebody going through the ultimate something.
Right.
That's been my number one priority.
And it's tough, and I'll tell you why. She doesn't know.
Yeah. So it's like this weird roller coaster limbo thing. And I'll get the sad, mushy part out of the way. Before we even talk about this, like, I love my wife, but right now I also miss my wife because I know how much work she's doing. I mean, she's literally working every second of the day. And right now, things have the last couple of weeks, let's just say some of those symptoms, I guess.
Yeah.
When you're pregnant,
yeah.
They've been flaring up a little bit more.
Oh, a little bit morning sickness?
So there's been kind of some sort of stuff like that. And without going into too much detail, but I'm trying my best to be right there for her. But there's so many times. This is so embarrassing. But my heart's in the right place.
I mean, it could be drinking.
And I'm willing to talk about this. But there's so many times where, like, from the other room, she'll go, babe.
Oh, God, yes.
Babe. And then I run in, and I'm like, I feel like I'm so down. I want to slam dunk every single thing she asked me.
Every request.
This is one way I find out what kind of man I am,
That's right.
what kind of husband I am. I'm trying to go 100% nail this.
Time to bite 1,000.
And then she'll ask me for something. Yeah, and then she'll ask me for something. She'll ask me for something that then I would then ask my wife where it would be. So the person asking me to do something, which I really want to do, also is the person who I would lean on to get said thing done.
Oh, God.
Paradox.
Yes.
So in that sense, I don't know if I'm nailing that because there's been a few of those things. I'm so on board. Like, this is hands down, the number one priority that I have in my life is making sure whatever she goes, babe, I'm teleporting there. And honestly, more times than not, it's just a blanket.
Yeah.
A lot of blankets getting asked. But there's also those food things. There's also the smell thing. Let's talk about the smell thing.
Buddy, let me tell you.
Apparently, I smell like ass.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Well, I mean, if I go ahead and I, use a smoking something ever, and then her nose.
It gets super sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
She keeps thinking that I'm going to strip clubs, but she's just smelling the strip club down the street. It's getting confused with.
Let me tell you how crazy that is. I have an associated story with that. And I wasn't married to her at that point, but when my wife Tori, when she was pregnant with our kids years ago with her first husband.
Yeah, her nose.
She used to put dirt in a bag because she loved the smell of the minerals in the soil from the garden. She would also do the same thing with laundry detergent at some point. She
Yeah,
would put a little
boom.
bit of Gain in the bottom of a bag and literally huff it like it was glue in Mexico.
And now I just see her like sniffing stuff around the house.
Yeah.
Like she's been like, it's just weird because then I have also 2 other dogs that are like, is she becoming one of us?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
What is happening here? That's usually our job. We sniff stuff that's inanimate, but
now you know how it feels.
Yeah, so my wife, her nose has become like superhero status where I'm like, no way, you smell that? She absolutely smells that. And then the food preferences, which to say have been, I think, the most roller coaster of I want this. I don't think I want this anymore. I want this. I don't think. Why did I ask for mushrooms?
Yeah, you go out and buy a bag of some chips or whatever. Like, I want Funyuns, and she'll eat one Funyun. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Take those away.
It's so bad. So there's been a handful of things, but here are the things that I know that she loves: Mexican Coca-Colas.
Oh yeah, baby.
If I get her a Mexican Coca-Cola on the way home from work, she loves it. And it's becoming like this 3 times a week tradition.
Bit of a detour, though, isn't it?
That deserved more of a laugh.
Yeah, it did.
In fact, I'm just going to hold for 2 seconds so the listeners also got that.
So there's a bodega in your area?
Yeah. I think there is, dude. There is a straight up gas station that's not a gas station, and it's a car wash that's just a convenience store that you can park in the middle of.
Right, the pumps pump tequila.
Yeah. So when it comes to Mexican Coca-Colas, whenever it comes to, she freaking loves guava.
Oh, really?
That's so good.
She's always liked guava, but this is a different type of affection towards guava anything.
Well, the guava pastries are big in the Latino community, are they not?
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
massive. And I got the plug. I got the
you got that
plug,
guava plug, huh?
of that guava pastry plug. She's been annihilating those. And here's the, one of our close listeners, I'm not going to say his name, but he messaged me and he also told me, he goes, hey man, I just want you to know that we're kind of in this together. I think that's what I told him because he's also just found out that his wife is pregnant.
Wow. Do I know this person?
I think absolutely. I think you've met this listener multiple times.
Okay.
Oh, has he yelled at him and made him feel like lesser of a man?
Not yet.
Oh, then I owe that to him.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to hit your quota. It's what the prophecy says. We must fulfill the scrolls of Jim Colbert.
I have it on my chest.
So, but when he expressed that, so I just wanted to give a little PSA to anybody who is about to, if you are a dude and your wife or fiance or girlfriend is pregnant, there's this massive silver lining that nobody talks about being the husband or fiance of a pregnant woman.
I'm leaning in, boss.
Whenever she goes, babe, I'm so sorry. Can you just please? I'm really in the mood for rice noodles with mushrooms, garlic, whatever it is. And you get that, and then you show up. I don't think I have ever felt so appreciated and loved when I show up with the thing that she asks me for. Which, by the way, here's the mind F. I've been doing that this entire relationship. I've been picking up food. Hey, babe, what do you want? And it's usually like this. I'll see you in 10. Now that she's pregnant, I show up with like the pizza, the piece of pizza that she offered. And she goes, oh my God.
I love you so much.
I love you so much. And I'm like, wow. I've done this 48 separate times, and this is not the result that usually happens.
Right, yeah.
So whatever she asks, get ready. Don't take her reaction and response to those super small things. I mean, she could not stop crying and loving me and sharing all of these emotions when one night I knew she was going through it, so I turned on a salt lamp. I put on some sleepy meditation music and I lit incense and I gave her another blanket. That meant more than the world to her.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to tell you, I love it.
Yeah.
I love knowing that meant the world to her. And I look forward to the next Mexican Coke. I look forward to the next random off dish. I'm in the mood for Egyptian. I'm like, what? What is that? Just Google it. I'm like, all right, time to critically think. So, but it's just seeing her response for every little thing just means the world to me. And I know that it means the world to her. So if too long, don't read. She's pregnant. It's stressful, but it's really working. And those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Good job, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We are following closely the moon landing that we're going to be the first to attempt in 50 years. Now, this is an unmanned craft.
Yes, yeah, this is a lunar lander.
And it's supposed to happen around 6:24, so we're going to take a little break. We'll come back and maybe carry that live so we can hear it all together. We'll do that right after this.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535, and between Michigan Street and South Street. Looking at a crash affecting both north and southbound lanes on 1792 in Sanford, the left lanes are blocked in each direction at Monroe Road. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. When you think Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is vital that your AC works for you perfectly every single time, and especially in this state, because, look, man, nobody knows better than anybody that lives in Orlando or in Florida in general. It can be 85 one day and 60 the next, and we have a little cool weather now. It'll be gone before you know it, and then you will be sweltering. Make sure that your AC is ready for these big swings in temperature. Do that with Mills Air. Their preventive maintenance plan is a must. It's a must, and they've been doing it since 92, so you have all the experience you want, 30-plus years. And their techs are not only awesome people, but they're so knowledgeable. They know these systems inside and out. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to know what kind of system you have. They'll know, and they'll know how to fix it as well. But if you do need a new one, even better news. They're Carrier factory authorized dealers that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts over at family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule your appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Find them online easily. It's millsair.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 12th through 17th in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Invite your friends and family to enjoy the ultimate fan experience, complete with views of the famous Island Green, front row access to the PGA Tour's best players, and a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Don't miss out on a bucket list trip to TPC Sawgrass. Secure your spot at the iconic stadium course today. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
If your garage has become a breeding ground for bugs and pests, it's time to call A1 Garage for service. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage for service today.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
DeLand Nissan gives you the bottom line on our entire line. Car buying can be positive, fast, and simple. Shop by payment to stay on budget and value your trade-in 10 seconds or less. Ready for your best buying experience? Stop by DeLand Nissan today.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
If you have city water, you might not know this, but it's got all kinds of chlorine, chemicals, and all kinds of nastiness in it, which really isn't healthy for you and your family. So get cleaner water with PureWaterChanges.com. Call my buddy Bobby at 407-MY-WATER, and he'll save some money because you won't have to buy bottled water anymore. Schedule a free, no obligation to purchase in-home water inspection and demonstration, and you'll receive a free reverse osmosis system valued at $1,799. Installation required. All homeowners must be present. That's PureWaterChanges.com, 407-MY-WATER.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind and the Under Oath podcast. A little more free advice. Any conversation you have with the insurance company after you get into an accident will be recorded. Everything you say can and will be used against you. For example, when they ask you how you're doing, these are not words of concern. These are traps to keep them from paying your medical expenses. Simply reply with, I've been told to avoid answering questions like this. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search The Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at HBNUSA.com.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Nope, not me spamming your talkback trying to get tickets. Nope, not trying to be like them AT&T spammers. Nope, not me at all. But if you guys got those tickets, I'll take them. I'll totally take them. Stop. Anyways, you guys have a good day.
All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is there.
Hello.
Jack is there. Ross is here.
It's true.
And we are carrying the moon landing, which is happening like literally as we speak, right, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Solved in lunar orbit, making the decision to not only postpone this show. NDL indicates altitude of 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters call out from NDL that is coming from flight management. This is a system right now. NDL was not intended to be the primary landing system on this. Instead, we're using 2 laser beams from NDL and feeding that into that hazard detection and avoidance system that you see on your screen right now, with the lander making autonomous decisions about where it wants to land. That is generally
less than 1 minute remaining.
This is amazing. Is that a live shot?
No,
I was going to say that's an illustration, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, that's the time of touchdown. It may take some time to actually confirm the status of the lander.
And in this process, we do have a deployment of Eagle Cam attempting to take the third-person images of Nova C going down to the lunar surface. We are inside of 1 minute, Gary.
Oh, this is crazy. You're listening to the live landing on the moon right now. This is happening in real time. We have the NASA feed, and we're waiting on touchdown.
I do this all the time on Xbox, bro.
Yeah, do you really?
Yes, we're willing to
Starfield.
Lunar lander. That's an old school, dude.
I love that game.
That's like a Commodore game, right? Wasn't it a Commodore
yeah.
64 game?
Yep.
No, not Starfield.
Now, we're tracking here in the broadcast booth. The clock has reached the expected.
May take a minute for comms to reestablish standby.
Deb, why are we going
There
again?
it is, mission director beating us to it. We've reached the expected time of landing, but now is the process of waiting for comms, and we are in standby mode, as you heard it from the mission director, Dr. Tim Crane.
Why are we going? Why we go over the ocean?
It's to set us up for our next lunar mission in the next couple of years.
It's sending the weapon so we're prepared to defend it when
Gotcha.
China tries to take it.
Well,
You mean Russia?
When Russia uses a space nuke?
Dude, space war, Moonraker. Moonraker.
Oh,
it
man.
happened.
James Bond knew it the whole time. Richard Keel.
Oh, the effects in that movie were so bad.
Oh, yeah, they were terrible.
And
They were
1 minute has elapsed from the notes that we have, Gary, of that original burn starting at PDI.
Do you have carrier lock?
That's MD asking if we are getting the ground stations locked on to Nova C.
Is this going to work?
I don't know, but
There's been some communications issues before the landing, so we're seeing it right now.
Just like a struggling marriage.
That carrier lock call, Gary, we expect that to come from GroundNet or COM. That conversation possibly not happening on our public channel that we have access to. We're just standing by to hear that come through the channels as we approach almost 2 minutes since we estimated the landing time. We did get a few call outs on the side, folks coming into the room saying there was about a 2-minute forgiveness in our timetables.
We are checking our antenna reception.
Checking antenna reception.
Antenna?
Like a TV, over and out.
Move it to the left, Willie. To the left, buddy. I can't even see wrestling. Left. I'm trying. Come on. Oh, we missed the match.
Put some foil on it.
You're right. Exactly when you laugh. Don't we understand we have dead air here?
Okay.
Come on.
These people got to do something.
I think we should do this more. Just roast whatever live event is happening. Oh, you guys think you're so cool? Landing on the moon.
You got to admit, though, that
We're
room that they're
standing
in.
by, Gary. We're standing by just as we approach 5:26 p.m. Central Standard Time. Given those mission directors' notes of the flexibility between what we were tracking, what we were given was just about 5:24.
All stations, this is MD. Please look back through your logs and confirm the last information you had, and we'll determine this is a comm outage.
Wow.
That's the mission director, Gary. These are our notes here of what we believed. We talked about the comm outages with the lander making autonomous decisions. This is the process of going through the last bit of data that came into Nova Control and working to verify, okay, this is the last bit of data. Where was the lander possibly going? How do we look for it and establish those communications? Nova C uses 4 antennas placed at the top of the lander that are designed to capture these communications. But we did expect this. We talked about it, that this is a communications
Exactly what I'd say.
challenge
By the
in and
way,
of itself, and right now we're standing by to hear that communications call out.
I don't like them calling each other by their first names. They've earned too much. I don't want to. I don't want
Just
to.
a little more than 3 minutes from the time of when the clock reached 0 for Nova C landing on the moon.
I think it's a bad sign when they're like, well, we got to go look for it. As soon as we find it, we're going to let you know if it was a comms issue.
Everyone check your notes.
Exactly.
What's the last thing you guys heard?
Has anyone seen a big boom?
Bob, what you got? I don't like him. I want him to call him like Dr. Smith.
Yeah, not
or something like that.
Gary.
I like those
Gary.
monitors they have.
Gary.
I know, sweet monitors.
Gary guy is the guy who washes the cars on Sundays.
And we just checked with our team here in the broadcast booth, decided to let's stay on this. All the chatter we are not hearing on this public channel, Gary, all things indicate that we are working to solve a possible communications challenge in this moment. So we're going to continue to stand by.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean it didn't land.
I mean, by the way,
we can't talk
For
to
those
it.
following along.
MD Prime on Hive 1.
Oh, he just woke up.
Yeah.
Someone just nudged his chair.
Polled the room looking for states, and we're going to go ahead and cycle the ground transmitter.
Where's my Snickers?
Anybody
do
seen
some
Phil?
RF sweeps. Is that your plan?
Where's my coffee?
That's correct.
He's in a nacho coma.
Roger, copy.
Over in the break room.
And that's just what we had in mind in our notes, Gary, is that if we encounter a communications challenge, we mentioned how difficult it is to land on the moon and continually have those communications.
Yeah.
What you just heard there is folks talking about using the Goonhilly Earth Station
Hey,
Limited
that's a
dish in the UK
slur.
to do
It
a
does.
sweep
That guy's a real
looking for
Goonhilly.
that signal. We mentioned that autonomous
Gary.
process of
Hear about Bob,
the
all that
lander
Goonhilly?
reassigning itself
You know
somewhere
you're
that
a
it believes is
Goonhilly
safe.
when-
Going into it, we heard that the HRN camera
You're listening to the
was
Jim Colbert Show on
functioning
Real Radio.
and
This
able-
is the live feed from NASA regarding the lunar lander that's expected to touch down any moment now.
with Intuitive Machines' TRN and HRN cameras, the laser rangefinders assigned to those are the ones that Intuitive Machines installed inside the navigation pods. The laser rangefinders were not activated. We went to NASA
What?
and asked to use
Who forgot to
two
turn
of the
them on?
laser beams on the navigation Doppler LiDAR.
Oh, it's like a Liger.
It spent 2 hours in orbit.
Team, we're going to confirm our pointing vector with our antenna
See, that dude's voice
for post-landing.
tells me he's sweating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We spent about 2 hours in orbit to solve that problem. We got good readings on the way down. And
This
right
guy's the
now,
PIO.
we are working
Oh,
to
yeah.
confirm communications on the surface of the moon, roughly around the Malapert A region. That is the South Pole region of the moon.
Did he call it his vector pointer?
That's right.
Yeah, he
what
did.
we do know is the
Okay.
powered descent initiation. We were following
Those
along on the
NASA
status
guys.
calls.
Texting service.
We executed a pitch over
Saying,
maneuver.
I'm sitting here staring at the moon, waiting for a big poof to happen.
Yeah. And by the way, his vector pointer is just a straightened out clothes hanger.
pulsing the teams surrounding him to check the status of Nova C and the data that they were receiving here in Nova Control to confirm landing. And part of that, Josh, as you described, is communications. We're standing by.
Couples therapy.
FIDO-MD on IM1.
This does.
QMD. I'm looking at our phase plane there for the last part of the flight.
When you laugh,
Looks like we had
Gary, you're supposed to have the kids this weekend.
pigeon down control throughout. But I did see a little bit of a roll excursion. Could it be that we landed off angle?
I know, Phil, but I had him President's Day.
Roll excursion, guys.
So you and Marco could go to the beach.
8-degree excursion. We're about to begin the roll maneuver, which is
terminal phase.
The terminal phase, which is a large roll maneuver to get to
terminal phase.
Let me tell you what. I do a roll maneuver every morning.
Last 8.5.
Danger! Danger!
Jack, stop.
Jack.
You literally
Jack.
just freaked me the F out.
Jack, you just thought Jim, you just convinced Jim we just found aliens.
Jim was like,
oh my God, a live feed. Can we rewind that?
You're wasting our time, Earth creature.
That's a great conversation confirming.
Stick ground network, good for box scan. Make that go.
Silence, you ninny.
Yeah, that was good confirmation of the process that we were very familiar with, talking about the attitude of the lander, making sure that those antennas are within direct line of sight
Antennas.
with Earth
I
stations.
can't get over that.
Ground
what about the
stations
lander
on Earth,
attitude?
excuse me.
Right. Yeah.
Insufficient data.
Mission director, all stations are also updating our pointing vector with our dishes to make sure.
Did he just say pointy vector?
A pointing vector.
Oh.
That does not compute.
Searching for that communications back to the ground station. This one particularly is in the UK that's tracking
I didn't
us.
realize we was getting an entire segment out of this, by the way. I'm going to give you a heads up.
An entire network dedicated to working these communications
So,
problems.
so
It's
what's
been
going on
happening
for real?
this
Is this thing just
entire
circling? Is there trying to find it?
No. It landed or it crashed. One or the other.
Oh, really?
But they can't communicate with it right now.
Oh, no.
That's the problem.
I get the feeling it's just like circling the mall parking lot during Christmas.
Texter weighs in with, I think the reason behind the lack of communications, it's obvious the lunar lander has AT&T service.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
continue to listen in and stand by.
It has been
as
restored,
our flight controllers are working with the ground station in the United Kingdom to work this issue, work this problem. It's another challenge. Very
Well,
similar.
if this thing's smacked into a lunar mountain, they're not going to communicate with it. I mean,
Correct.
I don't care how many antennas you have.
We're in Orlando. You got to call it Space
Hey,
Mountain.
he's got a pointy vector. Leave him alone.
It happens. Like a number 2 Ticonderoga.
Okay, so
Silence, you ninny.
theoretically, when this thing lands, we should get some photographs, right? I mean, it obviously has cameras.
Yeah, NASA's the first group of people to be like, Pixar, it didn't happen.
So, Yeah, they have cameras that they have to transmit back, but you can only do that with an open line of communication.
Right, yeah.
Now, what a texter said, and it's something they alluded to before, I believe they had cameras that went down first so they could get
shots of it landing?
Yes.
But we have an onboard fault detection system for our
But it's
communications.
orbiting, so-
after 15 minutes with lack of communication, we'll power cycle the radios.
Wait
And
a
then
second.
They're rebooting it. He just said it. They're literally rebooting it like it's an old Dell.
That's what our IT guys tell us. Did you restart your computer yet?
Yeah, and guess what? 9 out of 10 times it works.
It does.
There's a great call out about the autonomous systems
even they
installed
agreed with you,
on
Jack.
our Nova C
Let's get
class
Frank over
lunar
there.
lander named Odysseus.
we gotta-
The process he's mentioning, Gary, is very similar to the one that we were preparing ourselves for at AOS, to where the lander has
Jack turned
systems
on
in
it.
place
I tell you
to
what,
recycle.
what's odd about this for me is like we have the Voyager 1 and 2 out there hurtling through space, and it's almost like literally 3/4 of a light year away. I mean, we can see the moon. It's like right there. It seems like it shouldn't be that difficult considering what else we've achieved.
Do we know for sure that they sent cameras just to get footage of the thing landing?
Sure.
Because
We have one of these on Mars.
yeah, what the hell? What? It's not. It's a space shuttle, not an influencer.
It's not a shuttle, actually. It launched February 15th
Or lunar
from
module.
the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Did it
so,
really? Yeah.
And
we
the key
covered
here,
this story.
Josh,
We
is
just
patience. It's
Patience.
5:34 p.m. Mission Director Tim Crane confirming that it could take 2 phases of 15-minute increments to confirm the status of the landing. So we
Okay.
could be here, and we'll stand by.
All right, so we'll give
They
you
just released audio of it landing.
Jack,
God almighty,
you just
Jack.
scared me, Jack.
Jack, they're friends of ours.
I peed.
We have a relationship with them.
I would say too soon, but it's literally during.
We're never going to be able to broadcast under the shuttle again.
Good night, Penny.
Okay.
Good night, Will.
All right, thank you. man.
Remember, brush your teeth.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. If we hear anything more about that before the end of the program, we'll give you updates on the lunar lander. Apparently, right now, they can't find it.
Yeah, Frank and Gary are on it.
Right.
And Goon Hilly.
Right. So George Clooney and is out there looking for it now.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock,
Yeah.
George Clooney,
Yeah.
texting service with
Sam
another
Rockwell.
texting service with another zinger. Please tell me this spacecraft isn't controlled with a PlayStation controller.
Oh,
too soon.
My God Almighty, man, they're still down there.
Kind of.
No, yeah,
They got like Thanos snapped. They're like dust.
So one of my Instagram feeds did a reproduction of what that would look like with a tin can. They superheated a tin can,
right,
and then put it in water with that one end closed, and the reaction of it creates that vacuum. Oh man, yeah, they didn't feel anything. I mean, you don't have to feel sorry for them, I guess, because it was just like they were gone. They were just turned into mist.
This is the submersible sub going down to
Ocean
the
Gate.
Titanic.
Yeah.
Ocean,
Yeah.
Ocean Gate.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Yeah, still waiting on some information. These guys are, I guess that thing is just basically orbiting until they can communicate with it, or they do not know what's going on. The statement here is Mission Control is working to confirm moon lander's touchdown.
Yeah, it came down. Once it starts landing, it doesn't stop.
Right.
So it's coming down.
It's just not telling you it's down yet or what's going on.
Right.
That's
and
it.
the concern is the reason it's not telling you it's down is potentially because it crashed and it's destroyed. That's one of the concerns. It could just be it landed safely because it was all automated and it's just not able to communicate right now.
All right.
Now, they had to go to a backup navigation system to land it, which was experimental.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Jack, for
That's
filling
how they described it.
Jack was glass half full all the way up until the end.
Hey, now listen, you've got the best getaway.
Sweet Mary Jesus.
Now, you get the best getaway driver ever. This guy is going to get you to where you got to go.
Oh.
Just rob that bank. By the way, I got to tell you, this guy's 11 years old.
I don't know how I feel about those jokes, Jack.
We're sending in the Space Force.
God almighty.
I know.
Someone take his butt.
They're cheering.
Uh-oh.
They're cheering.
Oh, they can
and their families, their friends, everyone who has
Jack, where are we
sacrificed so
getting those
much
updated
to
point
make it
files to,
this far.
Stations.
It's confirmed we have landed on the moon with the lunar lander. Look at the entire
Odysseus
room.
has found his new home.
Yeah.
It's on the south pole of the moon, which was where their targeted landing. I don't know. I can't read the crawl yet if that's exactly where they landed, but everyone is celebrating at Mission Control.
How about that call, Gary? That was something else, a faint signal. Now it's time to work on refining that signal. But Dr. Tim Crane, our mission director today, making the call.
All right, there you
Odysseus has
go.
a new
The
home.
line is our equipment is on the surface of the moon.
Jack, where are your noises now?
Waited until there was
Where's your big
absolute
noises?
confirmation that there was a signal.
What you got?
And then that was when they took the moment to celebrate.
That does not compute.
All right, 407-916-1041. Let's get some last call in here, guys. 5 lines open. Again, 407-916-1041. A little callback, a little joke, a little something fun. It's your turn to do the show. Make us laugh. 407-916-1041. 5 lines open. Grab one of those now, and we'll do last call right after this.
Got something to say?
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Barney.
Call now, 407-916-1041. Last call, sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250, keyword free heart scan.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hi, everybody. Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergman here. Tomorrow, we've got rising rain chances. I've got it tonight. It's 70% in the forecast for Friday afternoon and evening. Nothing terribly heavy or steady. It's just showers. A quick hitting line of some showers, but I think most people will see a shower at some point Friday afternoon or evening. Temperatures Friday, mid to high 70s. For the weekend, looks better, but Saturday will be gusty. North winds could be up to 25 miles an hour, but the weekend will be sunny and totally dry.
This report is sponsored by KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
$5 finger-licking deals are back at your local KFC. Choose from 3 delicious options. A 2-piece meal with a drum, thigh and buttery biscuit side, an 8-piece chicken nuggets, or 2 chicken little sandwiches. Only available at select participating locations, not online. Tax extra, it's finger-licking good.
With more and more people moving to Florida, you know that means more construction, more traffic, and more noise. And maybe you know the pleasure of hearing school buses and muscle cars rumble past your house at 6:30 in the morning. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a leaf blower waking you up on the weekends, right? If that sounds like you, then replace those old windows with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Every window from Renewal by Andersen is built with their exclusive Fibrex material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl and features the most energy-efficient glass they've ever offered. And at 4.5 inches thick, you can let the world go on with its business without interrupting your nap, your home, or better yet, your baby you just got to sleep. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns March 7th through the 10th. Follow your favorite PGA Tour pros as they go for glory. Score a high 5 at the White Claw Fan Deck. Get groovy at Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle. Or embrace your inner foodie at Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Kendall Jackson. For a premium experience, try Orange Grove, complete with all-inclusive food and bar service, including access to the storied Bay Hill Clubhouse. Visit ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no 2 people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Cause the love
Joy, love,
heartache, life. Everything we've been wanting to see on a Broadway stage is here. Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill is Broadway's Tony and Grammy award-winning musical. The New York Times calls it redemptive, rousing, and real. You live, you learn, you remember what it's like to feel truly human at Jagged Little Pill.
Coming to Dr. Phillips Center March 19th through the 24th. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. Anywhere from when we have a live event, there be customer events ahead of that. We will do sound check parties that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without the relationship iHeart has with the artists, with venues to create these really exclusive events, festivals that iHeart puts on, gives Capital One the ability to create those moments. People are passionate about their favorite artists, and so we try to tap into that together.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Divorce? Call Trindley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Good evening, Jim Colbert Show. Hello, Miss Deborah. I am calling live from the IM-1 Odysseus. I don't know why they keep saying that it's unmanned. I'm totally here on this spacecraft. About to touch down. Maybe they are leaving me for dead up here. I don't know. But just wanted to reach out to you guys and let you know that we're about to touch down and the JCS is about to be on the moon.
Love that, buddy.
Peace.
Peace.
We had another talk. We had a bunch coming today. And thanks to everyone for all their submissions. People wanting to win tickets to join me on the terrace at Orlando City this Saturday night. We'll do that again tomorrow as well. Don't forget, Orlando City Soccer is it's going to be on Real Radio. There's going to be a pregame party. I'll be at that at Elixir starting at about 4 o'clock. The pregame party starts. Join us at Elixir before the game. But we had a bunch. And Jim, earlier today, we were talking about the people we are inside and who we reveal. But this talkback came through in response to that segment.
Jimmy and...
not that guy. This guy.
Okay, good.
Guys, it's finally happening. He did it. He did it. We gotta run. We gotta start booking into Tree-Line. We gotta hide in the mountains. Jim's finally said it. He said he lost someone. What?
We had so many talkbacks come in, but that one, they went to efforts for that one.
Yeah, very good.
And we're going to be doing the talkbacks for the terrorists again tomorrow, right?
Yes, talkback for terrorists.
Talkbacks for terrorists.
Terrace talkbacks. There you go.
The terrace talkbacks, because that's the new area at Inter-Inco Stadium for Orlando City. They have a terrace section. It's all high-end food, drinks included. Get it for the season. Enjoy both men and women's soccer.
And if you just want to get your general admission passes to get to the game, OrlandoCitySC.com. That is the website for the soccer club. If you don't get lucky enough to get into the terrace with Jack, don't don't fret. You can still go to the game and see Ross's debut as the in-game host, along with our good friend Sabrina from the News Junkie. Again, that's OrlandoCitySC.com. We love our relationship with Orlando City. They're wonderful people. They have been very good to us. Yep. They have been very, very good partners. We love it. We ran their 5K last year, missed it this year. Ran at 5K last year.
Ross ran it.
We've known Kay for years. We help with the foundation as much as possible. They're a wonderful, and by the way, one of the best additions to the city in many years. I mean, really, when you talk about Orlando City going into the Dr. Phillips Center, and now with this thing called the Canopy that's going to be under I-4, I agree with Ross with what he said yesterday. I mean, this city is a really cool spot to live.
Absolutely.
I could not imagine really, and I've thought about what it would be like to live elsewhere. I mean, I don't know, man. This city's kind of in my blood now. I really like it here. And just what it offers all the way around, naturally, what it offers for entertainment. We have professional sports. Tampa's, it's just a great spot, man. Yeah, really a good spot. The mayor's done a really good job transforming this city into a metropolitan area that a lot of different diverse cultures and people can really enjoy. So kudos.
Absolutely.
All right, 407-916-1041. We do have one or two lines open for last call if you want to grab one of those. Tomorrow coming up, we'll have Faiz. Carl, we'll have Embers Only. We'll have Sinker Sail tomorrow. And by the way, Jack said last week, I remembered this, that he couldn't wait to play me the Sinker Sail song for tomorrow because he thinks it's going to be a game changer, a room divider.
It will evoke an emotion out of you.
All right, there you go.
And
it's not good, though.
And, well, this is something that I already played on this past Sunday, and I was shocked at the response.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do that tomorrow. We'll have Embers Only, turn you on to another great cigar from our friends over at Corona Cigar Company.
We'll also have Candace Rich and her Rich Tips that she's back from the Super Bowl.
That's right. Faiz Carl will be in with Primetime Kitchen to tell you what's good in Orlando, give us a good review. People, it's so funny. People have a love-hate with Faiz. They love the reviews, but they're like, he seems so pretentious. I mean, he's not at all, actually. He's just Canadian, and they all seem like that. Like, you would love him. If you went to dinner with Faiz, you would fall in love with Faiz Carl. He is just the sweetest guy, and he's so smart and knows a lot about stuff, and he's very funny, loves sports, good dude, man. But really proud to have him on the program, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. No, great guy.
Yeah, he is. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Danny Meyering with the Orlando Date Night Guide. Again, you can find her segment posted on The Goods at JimColbertLive.com. Also want to thank attorney Glenn Klausman at Klausman Law. You can find his segment under Colbert Court at the same website, JimColbertLive.com. And last but never least, the sweet Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube
That's
chat.
right. Thank you, guys. And just like Deb said, we'll talk to Candace tomorrow at 5 o'clock for Rich Tips. Jack, do we have a question of the day?
We do. Do you feel like you are perceived as the person who you feel you are? Based on the topic earlier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where do you think it comes in?
God, man, I got to tell you, I think people, one of the reasons I found that to be fascinating to talk about today is I think people kind of really hide a little bit of who they are from everybody in their life. From their mom and dad, from their spouse.
That's why they say the only person you can ever really know is yourself.
Right. You know what? Jack is screening a call now for last
I
call,
know.
but as soon as he gets back, I'm going to tell him exactly what my choice is. What do you think?
I think I'm like you. I think a lot of people don't like to think of it as hiding. I like them to think that they just tweak a little different.
Yeah. I'm on a bad run here for this, so I'm going to say I think 35% of the people, Jack, have a part of their personality that nobody knows about and that doesn't match up with what they look like.
So that would actually, not too far off, 42%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 58 were in the affirmative that they feel that they are the person who they.
But you
they're
think about
perceived as
that.
person.
Almost half of our audience believes that they maintain a part of their personality that they don't share with anybody else in their life.
Or just that it's not perceived. No matter how many times they mention it, people are like, no, you're just this person. You're that guy.
And I think most people are kind of like you, Deb. I mean, to be honest with you, they probably feed people just enough of what they really are or who they really are so that they can form a perception and you can be safe.
Well, you just get to stand in the background and decide whether or not you want to go in that, that direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just get to, hide in the shadows.
Yes. Well, Ross is doing stand-up. If you want to see where Ross is doing stand-up, go to Ross Padgett Comedy or rosscomedy.com. You can also find him on all social media platforms. Ross Padgett, that's R-A-U-C-E, Ross like sauce. And that's how you find him. You guys ready?
Ready.
Let's do it here. Prince of the Island, last call.
Hi, the Jim Colbert Show. Jimmy, I just wanted to let Ross know my wife, when she was pregnant, she was into everything illegal. at 9, at 7 o'clock, we'll drive around the neighborhood and steal mangoes, oranges, avocado. It has to be illegal. Nothing straight.
So she had to steal it for it to be.
Oh, that makes it so much sweeter.
Yeah, I love that, really. Sue, last call.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what me is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Your communication's failing too. There you go, USA. There you go. Thanks, Sue.
Hey, Sue.
Michael P.,
Sue.
take us home. Last call.
Hey, Jimmy, I just made a long trip all the way here to the moon, but I brought the JCS with me. But boy, do I have to poop.
Oh, God, dude. We have that effect on people, sir. The show is a natural diuretic. Our apologies.
Laxative.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's get the hell out of here, man. Big show coming up tomorrow, like we said. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. And for us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Thursday evening.
See you Friday. Bye.